Can you believe what's happened here? President Trump has been so proven right to all these people. This is unbelievable. I told you this with Wall Street Journal is telling everybody, telling Pam Bondi to release the files. Pam Bondi is going to court. I always say, always bet on Trump. Trump is always right, and Benny Johnson and even Elon Musk, are backing Trump, and Benny Johnson's trying to take credit for everything. What a jerk! But we got a lot to cover on the program today, and of course today is Friday. Kuwait, welcome, Mike in Kuwait. And today's Friday, which means it is Open MAGA Mike Friday, open phones. You can call in about any and everything on your mind on Friday's show. Oh, how exciting. Just checking the phone lines. Okay. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Happy Friday indeed. Trump yet again proven right. All these people that are just cowards. They don't back Trump when there's any controversy. And now they're going to all jump on board like Benny Johnson and take credit for this. Benny Johnson really I find that just disgusting that he's trying to take credit for this. Look at all these fake MAGA influencers that didn't back our president all week. That's right. Yeah. I mean, this just, it doesn't get better than this. I mean, this is as good as it gets. Now, let me fix that. Oh yeah, this is a great day. I'm gonna have to let the cat in. That's Haku. He's going nuts out there. Hold on. Haku. It's my daughter's cat that's staying with us. Come on, Haku. Luna, come on. All right, Haku. You want to come in, Luna? You want to stay? Okay. We have a screened-in back porch that's about the length of the house, and the cats love it out there, but he wants in. He doesn't want to miss the show on Open MAGA Mike Friday. That's right. Oh, man. No, he's not my enemy, but he was a jerk this week, Benny Johnson. He was trashing Trump all week, and now when when everything is being revealed and turning out properly and everything, all of a sudden he wants to take credit for it. I don't think that's very nice. What do you guys think? Exactly. Always trust in Trump. Always. If you're on hold, hang in there. We'll take calls when the main show starts, okay? But if you want to hang on, you're welcome to hang on. All And there's people already on hold, so hang in there. After the show starts, we'll take calls. Oh man, how exciting! This is so exciting. This is my new alligator Alcatraz shirt. My wife ordered this. She got me a couple alligator Alcatraz shirts. So I have 3 alligator Alcatraz shirts now. And she got me an alligator Alcatraz hat and an alligator Alcatraz coffee mug. So I'm all good to go. Oh man. This is just so awesome. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a good show today. Always trust in Trump. If you're new to the channel, my name's Brian. The show will start in about 5, 6, 7 minutes, and I'll be taking live calls. And you're welcome to call me about all this stuff. Now, Friday is open phones. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. You can call in about any and everything on your mind on Friday's show. Trust Trump, always. Always trust Trump. If you're on hold, hang in there. I'll get to the calls after we open up. Now, when the show starts, I'm gonna I have 2 streams going. This one and my other stream, you get the benefits of the green screen effect. You get to see the articles and the things I show, and hear the audio sound bites. On this stream with the green screen behind me, you'll get to hear me and see me fine. You'll hear the callers when I take the calls. But if you want the benefits of the green screen effect, you'll go to my other stream, which I'll start right as we go live on the radio in about 6 minutes. Oh, how exciting, how exciting. Oh yeah, a lot of people going to be sucking up to the president. I was here all afternoon. I'm hearing about the Wall Street Journal, X is like going viral. The Wall Street Journal. What they posted was such crap, and they put out this children's sketch. Even Riley Gaines was attacking President Trump. Really disappointed in her. Oh man, let's see. I'm going to go through President Trump's post on Truth Social first, then the article, then Benny Johnson, and then I'm going to go through the actual letter. Okay. I'm just getting everything all queued up. I'm waiting for Mike at the radio station to tell me what exact time we're coming online. The exact time we come on live depends on the length and the number of commercials at the top of the hour. There's our other cat, Haku. Hey, Haku. It's my daughter's cat. He is huge. Come here, Haku. Haku. Come here. Come here, buddy. Come here, Haku. What you got? Come here. Come here. Come here. I want. Yeah, no, he's camera shy. He doesn't want to be on YouTube. All right. I've shown him before. He is the biggest cat I've ever had. He's like basically having a dog. Oh, it is a beautiful Friday. Indeed. All right, we just hit 6, so we got about 3 to 4 minutes. Come here, Haku. No? Okay. Haku, come here. Come here, buddy. What you got? Come here. Here's Pepsi. Hey, Pepsi. He doesn't want to be on camera today, Haku. I'll try to show him to you later. Here he is, Haku. This is my daughter's cat, Haku, that's staying with us. This guy. Say hi, Haku. He's a big guy. Look how big this cat is. I mean, he's a massive cat. Haku. All right. All right. Two minutes, less than 2 minutes. He's big. He's not 60 pounds, but he's big. Oh my goodness. We had to get a litter box, the biggest litter box. We got a couple of them in the house that are bigger than any litter box I've ever had because he's like having a dog. He's very sweet though. He loves our other cats. I mean, my goodness. I got to clean the litter after the show. I meant to do it before. I'll do it after. Or maybe during a break, I don't know. Oh, this is so exciting. Just over a minute, and we'll be live. What a great day. Now, again, those of you that are new, my name is Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Okay. Okay, less than 30 seconds. Man, oh man, what a great day. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 48 years on the radio. Holy smokes, so much is happening, so much is going on. And yet again, President Donald Trump, our favorite president, has been proven right again. I've been telling you guys for the last week, always trust in Trump. And the files, the list, everything has come to a head, and President Trump, yet again, not only shown to be right in the end, we have an explanation as to everything he's been saying all week long. We've exposed a lot of fake MAGA like Benny Johnson. Benny Johnson's trying to take credit for what Trump just did yesterday. And you just, always bet on Trump. You don't get to where he is not being brilliant, and he certainly is brilliant. Now, my apologies. I got a sneeze coming on. Okay, I'll try to keep it till the break. Oh, my goodness. I hate that. The air conditioning over my head just popped on. It hit me and makes me want to sneeze. Okay, so let's get to it. Everything has come to a head now with the files and the list. And I don't think I'm going to be able to hold the sneeze. Hold on, guys. Okay. Now, they usually come in threes. I'm allergic to Never Trumpers, and that's what's been going on. And fake MAGA. Fake MAGA and Never Trumpers always make me sneeze. Thank you for the bless yous. All right, so let's get to it. Okay. So yesterday, I went to bed kind of early last night. And as I was going to bed, I started seeing all this stuff coming across X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter. Now, if you're on hold, hang in there. We'll get to the call shortly. The Wall Street Journal has a story coming out with a letter that President Trump wrote to Epstein. I'm going to share the letter coming up. And, and things started piling up. And this whole narrative started that, Trump was in trouble. There were even people saying that J.D. Vance might become the president. I saw that on X yesterday, that J.D. Vance might become the president. People started to talk about this. And of course, then I go to bed very early last night. I went to bed really early last night. And I woke up really early this morning. And when I woke up, President Trump, everything is put in perspective. I'm going to go through everything, including this Wall Street Journal filth and everything associated to it. Now, it is Open MAGA Mike Friday, which means that you can call in about any and everything on your mind on Friday's show, okay? That's still in effect today, but I'm hoping to hear your thoughts on all of this. So I'm going to do this in a more organized way than I would, because we need to get a narrative going. I want to first share 3 posts that President Trump shared on Truth Social in no particular order. Here's one. Based on, this is all from the president on Truth Social. Okay, hold on. I got to send a, this is a very, hold on. Okay. This is a very, very good day, I'm here to tell you. This is just a great day. Listen to this. This is the first post that the president made to Truth Social. Based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein, I have asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony, subject to court approval. This scam perpetrated by the Democrats should end right now. And Pam Bondi responded, Pam Bondi is going to court this morning because some of these things are under court seal. She's going to court this morning to start the process of releasing everything. Here's the next post to Truth Social. Now, this is in response to the Wall Street Journal story, and I'm going to share with you the letter that they posted in a little bit. The Wall Street Journal had a drawing that looked like it was done by a 6-year-old and a letter that is so bizarre that they say is President Trump writing a birthday message to Epstein. And Trump knew this was coming out. This is why he's been telling us that they've been making stuff up all week, that they, the same people behind the Russia dossier and everything, that they've been making stuff up and adding it to the files, because he knew this letter and this drawing was coming out through the Wall Street Journal. And I'm really shocked that the Wall Street Journal did this. And it's not just the Wall Street Journal. This is Rupert Murdoch's News Corp. So this is like Fox and the New York Post and everything. Listen to this. The Wall Street Journal, if you're on hold, hang in there. We will get to the phones. The phones are busy. But for those that are waking up, I want to tell people what's going on here. Okay, so here's the next post. This is President Trump on Truth Social. After the Wall Street Journal's smear was dropped, President Trump wrote, "The Wall Street Journal and Rupert Murdoch personally were warned directly by President Donald J. Trump that the supposed letter they printed by President Trump to Epstein was a fake, and if they print it, they will be sued." Mr. Murdoch stated that he would take care of it, but obviously did not have the power to do so. The editor of the Wall Street Journal, Emma Tucker, was told directly by Caroline Leavitt and by President Trump, and this is President Trump's post to Truth Social, that the letter was a fake. But Emma Tucker didn't want to hear that. Instead, they are going with a false, malicious, and defamatory story anyway. President Trump will be suing the Wall Street Journal, News Corp, and Mr. Murdoch shortly. The press has to learn to be truthful and not rely on sources that probably don't even exist. President Trump has already beaten George Stephanopoulos, ABC, 60 Minutes, CBS, and others, and looks forward to suing and holding accountable the once great Wall Street Journal. It has truly turned out to be a disgusting and filthy rag, and writing defamatory lies like this shows their desperation to remain relevant. If there were any truth at all on the Epstein hoax, as it pertains to President Trump, this information would have been revealed by Comey, Brennan, Crooked Hillary, and other radical left lunatics years ago. It certainly would not have sat in a file for Trump to have won. This is yet another example of fake news. Okay, so that's the second post. And here's the third and final post I'm going to read from the president. The Wall Street Journal printed a fake letter, supposedly to Epstein. These are not my words, not the way I talk. Also, I don't draw pictures. I told Rupert Murdoch it was a scam, that he shouldn't print this fake story, but he did. And now I'm going to sue his blank off. He used the A word. And that of his third-rate newspaper. Thank you for your attention to this matter, DJT. Holy smokes. There we go. All right. So, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. And I don't know, and it hasn't been released yet, when exactly President Trump was informed that the letter in this fake letter and fake drawing were going to be released. But he obviously knew about it all week long. That's why he's been saying the things he has about Comey, Brennan, and others, and Obama making things up and putting them in the file, because he was in discussions with Murdoch and the Wall Street Journal not to do this because it's fake, and they did it anyway. And this morning I went to Fox, I went to the New York Post. They didn't at that time, now that was before I went on the air, they hadn't reported anything on it because it involves their company. So they're kind of on a media blackout. All right, we're going to take our first break of this Friday. I will get to your calls when we get back. And there's a lot more to cover with this as well. We've only just begun. But first, I want to tell you about the MyPillow 3-inch mattress topper, which you can get for 30% off with our promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, at MyPillow.com. You know, the MyPillow 3-inch mattress topper comes in all mattress sizes, from the smallest all the way up to the largest and everything in between. I've been sleeping on mine for years. It'll change the way you sleep. You'll get the best night's sleep you've ever gotten, and then you'll have that best night's sleep every night for the rest of your life. You know, the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not that you're going to need that. And also a 10-year warranty. It's machine washable. The cover is made of that temperature-regulating technology that keeps you cool and comfortable all summer long during these hot months, and warm and toasty during the cold winter months. So go to MyPillow.com, order yours with our promo code KANE at checkout. Also, you can order by phone, toll-free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. We'll be right back. Oh, man. Exciting stuff, guys. Exciting stuff. I'll take some calls before I get into some more of the details. But this is great stuff. This is great stuff. Yeah. Yeah, this is one of my new alligator Alcatraz shirts that my wife got me. She got me 2 new alligator Alcatraz shirts. This is the first one, or the second one, because I wore one earlier in the week, and I have one more I haven't worn yet. And Here's the back. I'm not sure how well you can see the back because I can't see what you can see, but it's a cool shirt. I like it. Mm-hmm. Oh. This is as exciting as it gets. Oh, yeah. And Benny Johnson's trying to take credit. Can you believe this? I'm going to go right to the phones when we get back, guys. So if you want to call in, the number is pinned in the live chat. We'll be back in about 2 minutes. Oh, man. Those, you always got to, Trump, See, didn't I tell you guys something was going on? We didn't know what it was. But Trump knows more than we do. He always knows more than we do. And he had this crap going on with the Wall Street Journal and Murdoch. Oh. Yeah, this shirt fits great too. It's a smaller size than I used to get because I lost all this weight. Coastal weight loss secret. I'm so excited. I am so excited. Aren't you? Mm-hmm. A little more than a minute, and we will be back. This is awesome. Oh. Nope, Coastal Weight Loss Secret. You hear me talking about them all the time. I like calling the border wall the Great Wall of Trump. Mm. Exciting. No, it doesn't. They've stopped the border crossings. All right, here we go. Stand by. Welcome back, everyone. It is a glorious Friday. Trump completely proven right again. Not that he needs to be proven right because we know he's always right. And all these panicking, fake MAGA, oh man, they're all walking it back. Even Elon Musk is complimenting the president. All right, I'm going to go to our phones. If you'd like to call in, the number is 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Once, twice. All right, you missed your chance. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Michigan. I would like to say
Here we
thank
go.
you for, my name is Mike, by the way.
Mike.
I would like to thank you for what you do for everybody in the, I watch on YouTube and I love it.
Awesome. I know. What a great day, huh? President Trump is always right.
And you're awesome, dude. I appreciate your goodness and your great.
Well, I appreciate that, Michigan. Take care. I do appreciate your kind words. Thank you so much. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Once, twice. All right, you missed your chance. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, I was wondering what what you felt about the birthday card to Epstein from Trump.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I've been talking about that for the last 20 minutes. It's fake. I'm gonna go through the letter in a few minutes, and President Trump is suing the Wall Street Journal for their slanders. What do you think?
Okay. I think it's fake too, to be honest.
You think it's fake too? Okay, good. We're on the same page. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, I think she was a little surprised by that. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Okay, once, twice. You missed your chance. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Trump's a sick fuck. Fuck you.
Okay, there we go. First dump of the day. First dump of the day. Yes, yes, yes. Isn't that nice? Yes, yes, yes. Now, there's going to be a lot of that. The dump button's probably going to be used in overdrive today because the never-Trumpers and the Democrats thought they had something, and boom, President Trump was cleared. If you're just tuning in, Wall Street Journal published a fake slanderous story against our president. While I'm waiting for the delay to rebuild, they published a drawing that looks like a 4-year-old, maybe a 6-year-old drew it of a naked woman. And then they published this letter, which I'm going to get to and share with you. And President Trump told them not to do this, and now he's suing them. This is the letter. Let's see here. It says here, it isn't clear how the letter with Trump's signature was prepared. Inside the outline of the naked woman in this child drawing was a typewritten note styled as an imaginary conversation between Trump and Epstein, written in the third person. So I'm going to read this, and you got to remember this fake letter was written in the like a script, kind of like a conversation between Trump and Epstein that didn't exist. There must be more than life. There must be more to life than having everything, the note began. Then the Wall Street Journal says, Trump says, yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Epstein, nor will I, since I know what it is. Trump, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Epstein, yes, we do. Come to think of it. Trump, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? Epstein, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. Trump, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday. And may every day be another wonderful secret. Does that sound like something President Trump wrote? Oh my goodness. It really shows you that this Tucker lady over at the Wall Street Journal has stage 4. What's the highest stage? Is it 3, 4, whatever it is? Stage 4 Trump derangement syndrome to push something like this and put it in their paper, especially after President Trump said it's fake and don't do it. That Trump derangement, she just couldn't control herself. All right, the delay is re-engaged. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Frank, and I'm calling from Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, sorry, Frank. I disconnected the call by mistake. You can call back. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, man, it's Louisiana.
Hey, Louisiana.
I was the coach a while back.
You got to speak up a little bit. I can't. You took your mouth away from the phone.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Can you hear? Okay. My bad. It's Louisiana here.
Yep.
Only have one thing to say to anybody who wants to listen. This Zohan guy, he is the, I don't want to, how do I put this?
Well, we're kind of talking about Trump right now. You don't have any comment on Trump being cleared? Zohan's a bad guy. I think we can agree on that. He's a communist. He was talking about ending the private property rights in New York. It's all over the place. But do you have any opinion on Trump here on this glorious Friday? See what's going on? the liberals, if you've noticed, the liberals, you think they were in a bad spot yesterday. The liberals are having meltdowns already on the phones here. Can't you tell? We haven't had a coherent one yet. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian. I'm David. I'm from New York. I'm just calling to, I don't know, thank you for what you do here. It's very troubling to see a lot of liberals in my state. You know,
Yeah. Your phone is cutting out. Your phone's cutting out. Bad cell connection. Are you there? Once, twice. All right. His cell phone cut out. Oh man. I can hear the disarray going on with the left right now. Let me take another call or two before our next break. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
Were they not paying attention when Trump sued, ABC and CBS?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously not. I mean, look, he's pretty much going to own News Corp now.
Oh yeah, right. Maybe he'll merge News Corp with Truth Social. He'll have Fox News, the New York Post, and the Wall Street Journal. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, look, we saw what he did with ABC. We saw what he did with CBS, and probably at some point he's going to come around to do something with NBC and probably CNN as well, because all these news outlets are part of this conspiracy deal.
This editor, this lady Tucker, over at the Wall Street Journal, what kind of idiot is she? The president calls her, as did Carolyn Levitt, said it's completely fake. I don't understand why you're printing this, and I'm going to sue if you print it. And she's so sick with her Trump derangement syndrome, she destroyed the entire company. Rupert Murdoch, his entire life work, is going to be destroyed now.
Well, yeah, and then of course, it hadn't been on good standing since they got rid of Tucker, and all that stuff. But that's neither here nor there. But these news outlets just do not get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't. Well, they're going to get it. They're going to get it because today. But those of you that get your news from Fox News, there was nothing on Fox or in the New York Post about this today when I checked before I went on the air. So it's such a serious matter. They've been steering away from it. Now they may cover it, but this is bad news for the future of Fox. Hey, Mike, I appreciate it. Now tomorrow is my appearance with Attorney Barry Siegel. I'm going to Saturday morning. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., I'm going to be at Attorney Barry Siegel's office in Boca. Now, I'm going to talk to Barry later in the show, but he told me last Friday that it was filled up. It's a free event. So I'll ask him if there's space available. Those of you that called and made your reservations, it's completely free, of course, for the workshop that I'll be at with you guys. I look forward to seeing you all there. I even got a new haircut a couple days ago just for that, and I may even shave. I did trim my stubbles a little bit just for that, but I may even shave. And I'm very excited because this is my first personal appearance post-weight loss, courtesy of Coastal Weight Loss Secret. But if you want to call Attorney Barry Siegel's office this morning to ask if there's any availability, do that. I'm going to ask Barry on the air later in the show in the 8 o'clock hour if there's any availability left. The number is 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take our bottom of the hour break, and we'll be right back. Very exciting. All right, we'll be back in less than a minute on the radio. This is a bottom of the hour radio station break. If you're new, my name is Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure that you subscribe if you're new. And if you're already subscribed, do me the favor of liking the video and sharing on your socials if you don't mind. Oh, this is just a great day. Welcome back on this glorious Friday. I'll recap later. I'm going to take some more of these calls. As you can tell, the Never-Trumpers and Democrats are incoherent this morning. Their world has been shattered. Trump proven right yet again and cleared. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, Brian. Chris from Pompano Beach.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I was up with the rising sun this morning, so I caught your show from second one, and you know, I'm so glad that you and Steve are reaching out more and more people across this nation and internationally in what you do, because like your first caller that did compliment you, this is what needs to be, syndicated nationally on a daily basis. How you guys patiently, as Steve used to say, walk them down the garden path, because it's just truth. And I recently traveled to New York and Columbus, Ohio. And what a pulse the people have for President Trump and leading this country in the right direction.
Really, Columbus, Ohio is my hometown. So what was the word on the street in Columbus, Ohio about the president?
Well, Honda has been making and producing cars right there in Ohio. And they're one of the few that's left and giving all the money away to the I won't call them the Democrats, but how they sold themselves down with all the tariffs. And
so Ohio's happy. Ohio's MAGA country. They got the vice president possibly the second MAGA president, and jobs are back.
Yeah, and they were talking about, because you hear other people's conversations, how more of this, right now Honda has a staple on it because they really never left, so to speak. But yes, what about even in New York when I was there briefly, because my parents are still there. And, President Trump was a hero, celebrity, and a great guy until he became a politician, as they say, for the right side, actually, I would say.
Well,
that.
it looks like, though, it looks like President Trump may be adding to his financial empire News Corp, which is the Wall Street Journal, Fox News Channel, and the New York Post.
Well, absolutely. And what a shame. But more and more people are saying, you know what, they understand the bias. And there's no reason. I mean, that's just un-American to aid and abet criminal activity. I know some movies we kind of want we look at the criminal as a hero.
Yeah.
I want them to get away from time to time. But look, this is ridiculous. So President Trump, I mean, we talked about this briefly a couple of weeks ago. The Democrats know the truth, but they're on this.
Well, let me tell you about this case. See, it's very difficult to slander a public person. You can say a lot about a public person. You can't say about someone who's not public. But the one thing where that is not true is when you're accusing someone of being a pedo. And that is the big no-no, even with public figures. So even no matter how famous they are, and for the Wall Street Journal to cross that line is going to be devastating to that company. Hey, Chris, it's always good to hear from you. All right, take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi there, good sir. Nice hold music, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, stop bullying trans people, stop bullying immigrants. If you want a third Trump term, you're the same as the 1950s Nazis. Who is bullying trans people? I'm not familiar with. I don't think you're fondling your cult leader's balls hard enough.
Okay, all right. Second time we had to use the dump button today. If you're on hold, stand by while the delay re-engages. Have we talked to a single Democrat who was not mad? And when I say mad, I don't mean angry. I mean like crazy. They're completely unglued. What happened last night, okay? Now, last night, again, I went to bed really, really early, okay? And as I was about to go to sleep is when the stories started circulating on X that the Wall Street Journal had a letter from Trump to Epstein and Trump was in trouble. And I looked at a little bit of it, and they were talking about J.D. Vance may step in to become the president. It was over, and I always trusted Trump, so I went to sleep and slept well. And I woke up, and when I woke up, everything had been revealed, and Trump is cleared. He's doing everything right, and things are going perfectly. And I'm going to, if you're on hold, you hang in there. Our number is toll-free, no matter where you're listening, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. President Trump has fired off 3 posts on Truth Social about this. I'm going to go through them all. Here's the first one. This is President Trump on Truth Social. Based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein, I have asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony subject to court approval. This scam, perpetrated by the Democrats, should end right now. That's the president's first post to Truth Social. Then on the Wall Street Journal, there's one that's somewhat longer. President Trump says this. This is about this fake letter. Everything from here on forward is the president's post to Truth Social, unless I chime in and you'll know. The Wall Street Journal and Rupert Murdoch personally were warned directly by President Donald J. Trump that the supposed letter they printed by President Trump to Epstein was a fake, and if they print it, they will be sued. Mr. Murdoch stated that he would take care of it, but obviously did not have the power to do so. The editor of the Wall Street Journal, Emma Tucker, was told directly by Caroline Leavitt and by President Trump that the letter was a fake. But Emma Tucker didn't want to hear that. Instead, they're going with a false, malicious, and defamatory story anyway. President Trump will be suing the Wall Street Journal, News Corp, and Mr. Murdoch shortly. The press has to learn to be truthful and not rely on sources that probably don't even exist. President Trump has already beaten George Stephanopoulos, ABC, 60 Minutes CBS, and others, and looks forward to suing and holding accountable the once great Wall Street Journal. It has truly turned out to be a disgusting and filthy rag, and writing defamatory lies like this shows their desperation to remain relevant. If there were any truth at all on the Epstein hoax as it pertains to President Trump, this information would have been revealed by Comey, Brennan, Crooked Hillary, and other radical left lunatics years ago. It certainly would not have sat in a file waiting for Trump to have won. Okay, then the final post to True Social about this, as of now, the Wall Street Journal printed a fake letter, supposedly to Epstein. These are not my words, not the way I talk. Also, I don't draw pictures. I told Rupert Murdoch it was a scam, that he shouldn't print this fake story, but he did. And now I'm going to sue his blank off, and that of his third-rate newspaper. Thank you for your attention to this matter, DJT. All right. We are in a new world, people. This is awesome. Now, Benny Johnson, who's been trashing Trump all week, is trying to take credit for this. And he may be conceited enough to actually believe this, that he posted. Benny Johnson posted to X, since 4 days ago, everyone sneered at us and laughed. And then he writes some stuff, and then he says, the lesson, never ever give up. So Benny Johnson thinks he got the president to do something. What a jerk. What a jerk. By the way, you don't need to use so much moose, all right, Benny Johnson? I used to like this guy until a couple days ago. Oh, man. What a beautiful, beautiful day. I want to talk about Friendly Tire in Margate. If you need tires, Friendly Tire in Margate's the place to go. We have listeners that drive over an hour each way. You know, on our cruises, some of our listeners drive. We have listeners that come from all over the United States. Most fly if they come from outside of Florida. Some drive. And we have listeners that stop and get tires at Friendly Tire in Margate on the way back to wherever they live. We've had listeners who are drive to Florida on vacation for other vacations, and they go to Friendly Tire and get tires. I remember one guy, he had I think it was a Toyota 4Runner. He got new tires and then got a second set to keep in his garage. He drove all the way back to New York with. Friendly Tire has the best prices on tires. You can get new tires out the door and on the road for as low as $70 a tire. And he doesn't charge you to mount it to as low as. He doesn't charge you to balance the tire, mount the tire, or even dispose of your old tire. He has thousands of good used tires in stock at even greater discounts. Give him a call. He'll give you a quote right over the phone. He also does tire repairs. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445 for Friendly Tire in Margate. We'll be right back. This is exciting, exciting, exciting. This is just a great day. I'm so excited. This is one of the most glorious days, and just because, one of the things Trump has done so well is expose the fake news. I mean, he created fake news as a brand, right? I mean, he created that whole term. He coined a phrase, a label, whatever you want to call it. And this is a textbook example. This woman at the Wall Street Journal is just a nut. Just a complete nut. We'll be back in less than a minute. I'll go back to the phones. I will share the letter, the bizarre letter again. I've already gone over it once. If you're on hold, hang in there. If you want to call in, the number is pinned in the live chat. You're all welcome to call in, absolutely. Callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. This is really something. When I was going to bed last night, the news was breaking about this thing that they were going to drop in the Wall Street Journal, and they had Trump resigning from office and J.D. Vance becoming president. I'm serious. It was getting that crazy. I wake up early this morning. Not only has the story been completely debunked, but President Trump has been proven 100% correct on everything he's been saying the last 7 days. And Pam Bondi's been cleared. It's an amazing thing. So we'll take some more calls. I'll recap everything after the top of the hour. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Okay. See, we've been taking calls. We've been on the air, 48 minutes? We haven't had a single liberal who could put together a coherent sentence. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning.
Hold on, Richie. Let me answer these. The phones are ringing off the hook. All right, go ahead, Richie.
Okay, I agree. A matter of fact, I think President Trump, I trust him 150% when it comes to his personal life. I follow his granddaughter, and I see the whole family, how they are such a pristine, clean-cut family. And as a grandfather, this man is above and beyond. He's far beyond what these liars have said. But on the other hand, I think, like you mentioned, fake MAGA Benny Johnson. I don't believe that at all. See, here's where you and I differ. I believe that this was a Pam Bondi. I think they didn't trust the American people, and he didn't want to go through what he's going to go through now with this fake.
Now, Richie, listen. Those of you that get your news from Fox, you're not going to know what the heck's going on because they're not reporting on this because Trump's about to take over ownership of Fox, the New York Post, and the Wall Street Journal. Okay.
He should.
So what's been going on? Hold on, I got to answer all these phones. I mean, our phones are just insanely busy. Okay, the last week when this craziness started at that cabinet meeting, I guess it was maybe was it Thursday last week or what? It was either the day before.
It started.
When was the cabinet meeting?
No.
There was no. There was. When was the cabinet meeting? Thursday, Friday. I can't. Whatever. I think it was Thursday. Whatever day at the cabinet meeting, when they asked Pam Bondi about the Epstein files and Trump butted in, and then all these stupid people like Charlie Kirk, Tucker Carlson, Benny Johnson, and others, Alex Jones and others, started trashing Trump. Oh, he's covering up. He knew about this fake story that the Wall Street Journal was going to print.
That's what I'm saying.
And,
I know that.
well, not everybody's as enlightened as you, so I'm doing some recapping for people in the audience, Richie, and then you can comment. So everything that he's been talking about this week has all been during his conversations with Rupert Murdoch and the Wall Street Journal to not report these fake slanders against him. And now that we have the whole story, we have a context that we didn't have before. All right, Richie, go ahead.
All right. I believe that it happened. It actually happened when Pam Bondi, it was right after the holiday, when she, in the middle of the night, she said, case closed, nothing to see here. And then the cabinet meeting happened, and I think it was the next day or 2 days later, and when they had that cabinet meeting. The point being, I think Pam Bondi's judgment on the reaction of MAGA people was off, because I think that if this would have come out immediately and she had said, okay, let everything go, and we all know the letter's fake, man. I mean, it's so obvious.
No, but he was involved in discussions, as was Carolyn Levitt, with Murdoch and the editor of the Wall Street Journal, to not print these slanders. And President Trump, he could have come out a week ago and said the Wall Street Journal is doing a shakedown, they have these lies, but he was trying to save Rupert Murdoch, Fox, the New York Post, and the Wall Street Journal. That's what he was trying to do all week long. He was trying to save them, and they did themselves in.
Yeah, you're probably 150% right. I mean, but Rupert, he's never been actually on Trump train, actually kept off Fox for how long. So the bottom line is they're all fake. That's the bottom line. They're all fake, and I believe 150%. This man is the godfather of the United States. You want to know the truth?
That's right,
and
in a good way.
He is in a good way. You see it with his own grandchild. You got to remember that Kai. Yeah, she's living in our world. She's been raised properly. He doesn't want. This country. He's a clean cut guy, man. He wants to see this country.
Well, Richie, I mean, I don't know. Last night I go to bed and they're talking about Trump resigning over this Wall Street Journal story that was going to drop, and that J.D. Vance was going to be the president. And then it was on X. And then I wake up. I got up really early this morning, and earlier than even normal. And then all of a sudden, President Trump, everything's put in perspective. Trump's cleared, and the Wall Street Journal just destroyed Fox, the New York Post, and the Wall Street Journal. I don't know what is going on in the mind of this editor. Why could Rupert Murdoch not stop her from doing this?
Well, President Trump is going to make a lot of money here. This is so ridiculous, man. It's an awful thing to say about a person. I don't care whether it's President Trump.
All right, Richie, I'm gonna move on, but I don't think Richie's really up to date on what's going on. Probably watching Fox. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? All right, you missed your chance. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Tony, calling from Wisconsin.
All right, Tony, turn down the volume in the background. Okay. You got to turn down the volume of whatever device you're listening to me on.
Okay, it's all the way down. Can you hear me?
I can. What's on your mind, man?
All right. What's your guys' thoughts about this Epstein thing and how everybody's going crazy with it?
Well, I've been talking about it for almost an hour. You're being a little vague, so I'm not exactly sure what you mean.
All right. Well, what I'm talking about is, we all know that Trump ran on it, and we got Cash Patel and Bongino.
Oh, I get. Okay. You're not okay. I'm going to answer your question. Now you've been specific. Okay. You're obviously not up to date on the news, so I'm going to inform you.
I watch the news every day, all day. That's
well, you missed this, and I've gone over this. This will be the third time in this hour, but President Trump posted on Truth Social this. Based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein, I have asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to provide any and all pertinent grand jury testimony subject to court approval. This scam perpetrated by the Democrats should end right now. Pam Bondi announced that this morning, first thing, she's going to court to get the judges to sign off and release everything.
All police, the good, the bad, the ugly.
I got faith that you'll never be satisfied because you're a doom and gloomer guy who always wants to feel like a loser.
Why are you accusing me of something? You don't know me.
Are you a libertarian?
Since day one, before
I know, I can
anybody
tell.
was talking
I know,
bad
I can
about
tell.
anything.
Are you a libertarian?
A vegetarian? Hell no! I just got done eating a big ass steak.
No, libertarian. Libertarian.
No. I just consider myself a free-minded person.
A free-minded person,
If anything, I'm
yes.
a conservative, if anything.
Yeah, well, you sound to be like a person who's free of a mind. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. Oh, hold on, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? All right. There you go. All right. Those of you on hold, stand by. I want to take a moment to talk about Tom Laporta at Laporta Roofing. You know, it rains every morning, every afternoon, and have these rains been hard this rainy season or what? I mean, some hard rains here in Florida with some big old raindrops. I'm here to tell you, and it's hurricane season. People like to say rainy season. It's hurricane season. And, you know, if you've got a wet spot on your ceiling, you've got a leak in your roof, you want to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Roofing. He covers both the east and west coast of Florida and everywhere in between. And he's not just a roofer, he's a contractor. And because he's a contractor, under Florida law, he is allowed to deal directly with your insurance company on the cost of a repair or replacement of your roof, which speeds things up a lot. He handles both residential and commercial as well as municipal. So I'm going to give you his number. This number rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone, 954-604-4602. You can call or text him, all right? 954-604-4602. And his website is laportaroofing.com. Okay, so after the top of the hour break, I will recap everything. It's really amazing. I don't know if I've gone to bed and woken up on the same story and so much had happened while I slept before. Because I go to bed, and as I get in bed, when I go to bed, I'm asleep like that because I got the MyPillow mattress topper, so it's like, boom, it's like hypnosis. It just puts you right out. But as I'm going to bed, I'm seeing these stories on Twitter that the Wall Street Journal is about to release a letter that President Trump wrote to Jeffrey Epstein. I'm going to share the letter after the top of the hour, by the way. And then they didn't have it yet, but it was coming. And X just totally exploded instantly. People were talking about him resigning. People were talking about J.D. Vance becoming the president, and it was really heating up. And I just said, whatever. So I went to bed. I always am trusting in Trump. I knew there was nothing to worry about. No matter what they came out with, Trump would put everything in perspective. It'd be okay. And I wake up, and the Wall Street Journal, the New York Post, Fox News, and the rest of News Corp are pretty much going to end up under the ownership of Donald Trump. They printed the most slanderous, disgusting thing. The drawing looks like it was done by a 6-year-old child, and the letter is so insanely stupid. I've read it once. I'll read it again. That who would believe such a thing? And when we get back from the top, I'll recap everything. I'll walk you through the timeline. Well, the president actually does. And I will keep an eye on Truth Social to see if the president speaks to us live during the show today through posting on Truth Social any updates. If you're on hold, hang in there. We'll also take your calls. Steve Kane will be joining us too. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. I know it's Open MAGA Mike Friday, open phones on Friday, but I would imagine most of you should have some comment on this. 888-465-2631. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Back after this. Oh, this is great. Hey, you there? Okay, hold on. Okay, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, hang on. We'll be back in 3 minutes. All right, Steve, I'm going to put you on hold for a minute. Hold on. All right, you there, Steve?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Okay, just over a minute, we'll be back. One minute, we'll be back. Oh, man. All right, hour number 2 has begun. My name is Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 48 years on the radio, and starting in August, it'll be the beginning of the 49th year on the radio. Steve Kane joining us early. Oh my goodness, Steve, this is one of the biggest news days, and I can't tell how long. I mean, I just
It's unbelievable. It's
Oh.
unbelievable what's going on. I've been following it all night.
Oh, well,
You know, I watch Hannity, and when Hannity goes off at, I guess it's my time, 9 o'clock, I switch over to MSNBC, talk about diehards, and this thing was just about to explode when I tuned in. They were having such a ball, you would have thought that they had been elected president of the United States. To their good fortune. When you come down to it, there was no story here. Everything they said was true.
Well,
and I don't believe it, by the way. I mean,
yeah.
I trust Donald Trump. He's never lied to me. I mean, he occasionally will exaggerate something here and there, but we're all given exaggeration. But I've never had him lie to me.
I believe his story 100%. But this is the important thing. Even if every single word of what they're saying was true, there's nothing there. There's nothing in the story. Did he scribble a birthday greeting on a napkin? That's a story?
Well,
what kind of scandal is that?
I know, it's pretty bad. Now, let me recap for those that are just tuning in, because, I mean, this is amazing, and Fox News is not reporting on this today, and either is the New York Post, because President Trump's announced he's going to sue News Corp and all of them. So it's, so they're scrambling around.
Fox is responsible. They want to get their story straight.
No, well, let me explain to people that are just tuning in what's happening. And if you get your news from Fox News, you'll have no idea what's going on because of the lawsuit that President Trump's talking about. Right now, they're in a news blackout over there on it, and they're trying to figure out how to handle the story. Here's what happened. Early in the evening for most of you, but late at night for me, because I'm on a different schedule than the rest of the planet. But I basically have vampire hours. I'm going to bed, and I start to see things popping up on X, that the Wall Street Journal is in the possession of a drawing and a letter that President Trump sent to Jeffrey Epstein, and it's devastating. And this way,
tell them what it is.
I'm going to get to the whole thing. I'm going to walk through the timeline of events right now, and I'm going to even read the letter shortly, which is insane.
Describe the drawing too, because
well, it's a drawing that looks like a 6-year-old did it of a naked woman. Looks like a 6-year-old drew this. But anyway, so as I'm going to bed, they're saying that the Wall Street Journal, they've got this story. It's going to drop. They've got the letter in Trump's hands to Epstein. They've got this drawing, and immediately social media erupted and started going viral over this. And there was even talk online of the president resigning and J.D. Vance becoming president. And I know, listen, I don't need to hear any more because I know I always trust in Trump. I knew there was nothing there, and I knew when I woke up, whatever they printed, President Trump would have a response to put everything in perspective. But I wasn't expecting this. Okay?
You got to read the letter.
I am going to get to the letter, but that's the last beat in the story. President Trump has posted 3 things to Truth Social about this. I want to read them, and then I'll read the letter. Okay? This is the first. Based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein, I have asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony, subject to court approval. This scam perpetrated by the Democrats should end right now. Pam Bondi responded, and she's going to court first thing this morning to get the judges on these sealed things to sign off and release them. Then President Trump told us, now the last week he's been saying Obama, Comey, and others have been making things up and adding them to these Epstein files. Been saying that all week, right? The Never-Trumpers and the liberals have been going. What we didn't know is all week long, he was involved in discussions with Rupert Murdoch and the editor of the Wall Street Journal about this fake story that they slandered him with last night. So then President Trump walked us through what happened on Truth Social. Here it is. This is President Trump on Truth Social walking us through what happened with the Wall Street Journal. The Wall Street Journal and Rupert Murdoch personally were warned directly by President Donald J. Trump that the supposed letter they printed by President Trump to Epstein was a fake, and if they print it, they will be sued. Mr. Murdoch stated he would have taken care of it, but obviously did not have the power to do so. The editor of the Wall Street Journal, Emma Tucker, was told directly by Caroline Leavitt and by President Trump that the letter was a fake, but Emma Tucker didn't want to hear that. Instead, they are going with a false, malicious, and defamatory story anyway. President Trump will be suing the Wall Street Journal, News Corp, and Mr. Murdoch shortly. The press has to learn to be truthful and not rely on sources that probably don't even exist. President Trump has already beaten George Stephanopoulos, ABC, 60 Minutes, CBS, and others, and looks forward to suing and holding accountable the once great Wall Street Journal. It has truly turned out to be a disgusting and filthy rag, and writing defamatory lies like this shows their desperation to remain relevant. If there were any...
Can I get a point in here?
Yeah.
That's very key.
Yep.
All right. What's really significant that's getting lost in all this, and the reason that I came on the air as early as possible, what really significant about this is and I was under the impression it was a cocktail napkin, but let's assume it's just a regular note. That the note in question, if you read the note, there's nothing incriminating in the note. If it was true, if the story was true as it's reported, there's nothing in it that's
Yeah.
a big deal.
Well, after this, I'm going to get to the letter. I'll read the letter.
Well, that's why I think that's the key focus.
Well, Steve, we're here till 9. I want to let me finish with what the president. Trump put everything in context of what he was doing this week. Let me finish his tweet, his post of truth. President Trump finished up. He said, "If there were any truth at all on the Epstein hoax, as it pertains to President Trump, this information would have been revealed by Comey, Brennan, Crooked Hillary,
That's true.
and other radical left lunatics years ago. It certainly would not have sat in a file waiting for Trump to be elected." Then the letter got dropped, okay? And President Trump had a final post, which is short, and then I'll read the letter. President Trump said, "The Wall Street Journal printed a fake letter, supposedly to Epstein. These are not my words, not the way I talk," which you'll see when I read through it. "Also, I don't draw pictures. I told Rupert Murdoch it was a scam, that he shouldn't print this fake story, but he did. And now I'm going to sue his blank off and that of his third-rate newspaper. Thank you for your attention to this matter, DJT." Okay, so here's the letter, and let me just describe the format of the letter. The letter is written as if it's a conversation between Jeffrey Epstein and the president, okay? It's written like a script, and it's an imaginary conversation, no doubt. Okay. First, this is Epstein. "There must be more to life than having everything." Trump: "Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is." Epstein: "Nor will I, since I also know what it is." Trump: "We have certain things in common, Jeffrey." Epstein: "Yes, we do, come to think of it." Hold on, I lost you, Steve. Trump: "Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that?" Epstein: "As a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you." Trump: "A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret." That's the whole letter.
Now,
That's it.
You're going to stop right here for a second. Let's assume that that's what they're saying Trump wrote, okay?
Correct.
Trump denies it.
Correct.
Let's assume that he wrote that. What's the big thing about that?
Yeah, exactly. And I'll tell you this.
There's no there.
And this idiot that printed the letter at the Wall Street Journal, let me tell you, listen, when it comes to slandering public figures, you get a lot of leeway to slander public figures.
You left out the drawing, by the way. Tell them
The drawing, I did. I've told them like 5 times, Steve. Okay, I'll say it again. It's of a naked woman, and it looks like a 6-year-old drew it. Okay, not an adult. There's when it comes to slandering a public person, you have a lot of leeway, except when it comes to calling them a pedo. No matter how famous someone is, that's it. That's like a forbidden thing.
But it doesn't do that.
Well, but the Wall Street Journal, she knows what she was doing was wrong because the letter doesn't say it, but knowing who Epstein is, it implies, right? And that's what they did. Yeah, well, that's what they were trying to do, Steve. When you have a conversation.
Well, but how does what you read imply that it's something about underage girls?
Well, because it's a conversation with Jeffrey Epstein, and they have Trump saying, "We have certain things in common, Jeffrey," and then Epstein says, "Yes, we do. Come to think of it."
They live in the fast lane.
No, with that, it's implying the disgusting behavior. That's what the Wall Street Journal's implying with the letter.
But there's nothing wrong with what he wrote.
Well, he didn't write it.
If he wrote it,
It's all he didn't write it.
There's nothing there.
Correct. Yes, that's correct. Yes, there's nothing there. Now, if you're on hold, stand by. We'll go to the phones after the break. But first, this is, I think this question I'm about to ask is probably the most important question asked on this program all week long, and it's Friday. Do you or someone you know suffer from neuropathy? Oh boy. You know, you may have neuropathy and not even know it. I'm going to go through some of the most common neuropathy symptoms. If you have some of these symptoms, you may have neuropathy, and you can call Lighthouse Medical, take advantage of that no-charge consultation that Steve Kane listeners get, and go in there, and they'll do whatever they do, the tests, the exams, and let you know if you have neuropathy or not. But Lighthouse Medical, these symptoms, Steve had them all until we met Lighthouse Medical: numbness, pain, burning, tingling in the hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance. Are you falling down all the time? Do you feel the pins and needles feeling in your hands and your feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. If you have these symptoms, you may have neuropathy. And if you have neuropathy, Lighthouse Medical has a treatment for neuropathy. They have a treatment that works and a treatment that lasts, because this month is the 3rd anniversary that you, Steve, went to Lighthouse Medical and were treated 3 years ago this month for your neuropathy. And not only did they rid you of all these symptoms, they have not returned, and we're 3 years later. And they can help you no matter where you're located in the United States. Give them a call. Make sure you mention the Steve Kane Show so you can take advantage of the no-charge consultation. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642. And online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. We'll be right back. Right. Okay, we'll be back in less than a minute. All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane's here. It's the Steve Kane Show. All right, you want to take some calls, Steve?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, now, I want to say, I took a lot of calls in the first hour. I heard from a lot of liberals and never Trumpers. None of them could put together a complete sentence. I don't think that's an exaggeration.
That's the problem.
You know, this...
Well, just if they, what you do is when we take calls, when you get the droolers on the line...
That's all of them today.
Move them quick.
Okay, so what's happened is this story... See, President Trump he's such a nice guy. All week long, he was trying to help out Rupert Murdoch and Fox and save their company from self-destruction. And he could have, a week ago, come out and said, the Wall Street Journal's editor is trying to do a shakedown on me, right? With this, and released everything. But he was trying to save them, and they did it anyway, okay? And what's happened with the Never Trumpers and the liberals on the phones this morning, those of you that were tuned into the first hour, they had this hope with this story, and their hopes have all just been destroyed by this night that we just had, and they just can't get their thoughts together. Okay, so let's go. We'll do our best. Looking for coherent liberals. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, conservative Doug.
Hey, Doug.
You know, Brian, how you always say that the Democrats are flipping out, cracking like eggs. Well, yesterday, I pulled my car in face to face. As I'm getting out, this woman looking at me like I crashed into a car. So I get out of here. I got my MAGA hat on. So she says, "Well, how could you wear that hat? What's wrong with you? Don't you know he's kidnapping people and putting them
Oh
in
my
prison?
goodness! Yes, he's kidnapping people now.
Carrying out. So I'm smiling. She says, "What the hell are you smiling at?" Anyway, so
all right, I got to hang up on you, Doug. Steve told me to hang up on you. All right, so, okay, all right. We'll try now. I wanted to hear the end of the story.
I don't care.
Okay, all right. You're on the air. What's your name?
Keep it moving.
Well,
hi, my name is Stacy from Deerfield.
All right, you want me to hang up on her yet, Steve? What?
So this Wall Street Journal hit piece.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. All right, she got disconnected. I don't know where she went. All right, we'll try another one. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's Greg.
Oh, hey, Greg.
Listen, hey, I hear about, this letter that's being published. By the way, I want to just at least educate you on something. There's a difference between libel and slander, okay? You commit slander on a daily basis. That's spoken word. Libel is written. And if you can prove there is malicious intent on a public figure, you will win.
Okay, so he's trying to prove to everybody he's a lawyer. Go ahead, Greg. I know you.
Because
No! Stop showing how smart you are. Give your opinion on the story. Get to the story, Greg.
I'll give you an opinion. You know what? You are slanderous on pretty much a daily.
All right,
basis.
I'm not gonna sit here and be called a slanderer. I'm sorry. I let him go, Steve. I let him go. I let him go. I let him go. This is what I'm. Well, Steve, you hung up on all the other callers. I hang up on one. It's the end of the world. I know. You notice though with Greg what he was trying to do. Talk about me. He didn't want to talk about this. He didn't want to talk about this story. And if you've noticed, every single liberal that we've had today has wanted to talk about everything under the sun except for this story.
Well, what was the guy's point? I mean, he had no point. He was called in to explain the difference between libel and slander.
Well, everybody knows slander's verbal, libel's written. We know this.
Exactly. So what was his point?
He's got no point. His point is that they had, Steve, these never Trumpers and Democrats, they had everything around this Epstein thing. Trump's releasing all the...
They're desperate. They're hysterical.
Yeah, that's right.
Their party has disappeared.
Well, it's not just...
Right in front of their eyes.
And it's also the never Trumper Republicans. They had everything...
Well, you idiots.
Yeah, they had everything into this. They thought... the Democrats thought that the Epstein case was going to... This is what they thought. The Democrats believed that this Epstein mess that's been going on the last week was going to continue and snowball and get bigger and bigger, lead them into victory, at least in the House, in the midterms, and they were going to impeach the president over this. And they had a lot of hopes in this. This and Zorro up there running for mayor of New York. And this story coming out last night while we were sleeping has just, it's devastating to them. I mean,
Well, of course, they're masters of manipulating language, too. I mean, they helped us along with their dishonest narrative. But the fact is, there's not even a charge against it. There's nothing in the accusations that Trump did anything wrong.
No, but we have context. President Trump all week long has been saying Comey and Obama and others have been making things up and adding them to the files over the years, which is making them not worth anything. And they say, oh, yeah.
I don't have any trouble believing that.
Well, he's been saying that all week, and the Democrats and these fake MAGA people have been attacking him for it. And the reason he was saying this is he's been talking to Murdoch in the Wall Street Journal for the past week or so about this, and he knew it was coming out. And that's why he was talking about this all week. And now he's been completely cleared. Pam Bondi has her good reputation back with these people. Even Elon Musk is on Trump's side again over this. All these people that have been trashing Trump this past week, they're all backing him now, even Elon Musk. I mean, so we're in a whole new world. Now, it is, of course, Friday. We've been on the air almost 90 minutes. We've had more liberals in the last 90 minutes maybe than any other 90 minutes in the history of this program. Not one of them has addressed this issue or been coherent. They've either been incoherent, used profanity, or want to talk about anything other than what came out. But it is Friday. The weekend is here. You know, Dr. Appleton is open on Saturdays. And on Saturdays, just like during the week, appointments are not necessary and walk-ins are welcome. You know, I was talking earlier how Steve had his neuropathy just totally gone 3 years ago with Lighthouse Medical. And I realized, as I was trying to put the dates together for everything, it was 3 years ago this month that Dr. Appleton rid me of pain the first time, and that was in my right knee. And here I am 3 years later, over 20 years of suffering with knee pain, and here I am 3 years later, the pain is still gone after Dr. Appleton's laser wave pain treatment, and it is not returned. Give him a call, all right, and say bye-bye to your pain, like I've done 7 times, thanks to Dr. Appleton and his laser away pain treatment. His number is 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. We'll be right back.
More?
Hold on, I'm gonna put you on hold, Steve. All right, we'll be back in about a minute.
Okay.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane's here. Okay, so this is from the Daily Mail. The Wall Street Journal said the birthday card features the outline of a naked woman, and they describe it pretty graphically, which I'm not going to do.
It's a drawing.
Yeah, it's a drawing, a hand drawing. Looks like it was drawn by a 6-year-old, and it has the signature Donald underneath it, and there's a typewritten text that says "Happy Birthday." And may every day be another wonderful secret, which doesn't say it, but implies, I mean,
Does it imply anything?
If you send something like that to Jeffrey Epstein, Steve, it's implying. Yes, it does. It implies. Yeah, sure.
Read it again. Read what they said.
Okay, now keep in mind, this fake card that is totally forged, okay, is supposed to be from the president to Jeffrey Epstein, the most well-known pedo in the history of humanity, right? It read, "Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret." What other secrets would Epstein be keeping, Steve? I mean, and of course it implies. That's why Trump's going to own the Wall Street Journal. That's why.
But if you think about it, it doesn't really, it's not really, there's no there.
Okay, all right, okay.
Well, I mean, it doesn't say anything, it doesn't say that.
When you're talking with Epstein, I can't believe they printed this. When you're talking to Epstein and you talk about wonderful secrets, what wonderful secrets would Jeffrey Epstein be keeping? That's where the mind goes, Steve. That's where the mind goes.
Know.
Okay, all right. Well, I do, because and President Trump agrees to me. President Trump agrees with me, and that's why he's suing them and going to own them. This is pretty bad stuff. All right, let's see if we can raise the quality of calls. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Dave, and the only way Trump can win this lawsuit is he has a retarded judge that can find his side. That's the only chance he has. He's lost so many lawsuits. He'll probably even chicken out if he even files.
What are you talking about? He's been winning lawsuits all over the country against these crooked judges.
What about Trump University? He lost that one.
Well, no, we're talking. You're going way back in time, but he won the documents case. He's been winning the cases in front of the Supreme Court lately. He's been winning the cases of these federal judges who were making rulings against his executive orders. You're just not up to date on the news.
Do you have anything more current than Trump University?
Exactly.
No is the answer to that. Just say no.
Shut up, you retard. God,
Okay.
you're so stupid.
All right. The shut up is the hang up. He told you to shut up, Steve. I mean, come on. See what I mean? The Democrat, we've heard.
He was only beginning to suffer.
Yeah, I know. Every time I hang up on a call, that was going to be the call that makes the whole show, Steve. I mean, come on. Give me a break. Okay, you want me to, if you want to call back and tell Steve to shut up, call back. Call back.
Easy.
Well, come on, Steve. Give me a break. Every time I hang up on a caller, you say, "Oh, the whole show would have been spectacular if you didn't." You have told me to hang up on callers, telling you to shut up so many times over the years.
I didn't tell you not to hang up.
Okay, all right. Oh my goodness. Here, listen. I wish I would have kept track of how many liberals have called the show today that have been on the air, but it's had to be about 15. And each one of them, like I told you before, Steve, they want to talk about anything other than the news story. This guy's
been destroyed. They've been destroyed. Their whole life is falling apart.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see if we can get another one. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. This is Dave in Royal Palm. And hi, Steve. Now, listen to some of these calls and everything, and I hope I don't fit into the low end of this, but I just wanted to comment on some of the things people are saying. You noticed the tone a few years ago when they thought they had Trump ready to hang, they almost sounded like adults. Now it sounds like they've devolved into 8-year-olds with their arguments when they want ice cream.
Yeah,
and it's just gotten ridiculous.
And that Trump, the guy talking about Trump University, Steve and I both have college degrees. You have a couple of degrees, Steve, right? You have like 2 master's degrees?
I have a master's.
Yeah, you have 2 masters? Or do you have
theater and film?
Yeah, so you have 2 masters, you got a bachelor's degree. I've got a bachelor's degree, right? So between us, we have 3 degrees. Those degrees, a Trump University degree is a lot more valuable. Do you know what, if I had a Trump University degree, you know what you could sell that for? At a collectible, it's signed by the president. There aren't that many of them. I got to tell you, Steve, you could probably sell, if you have a Trump University degree, you could probably sell it and buy a house with the money. You know, I mean, so, you know, it's worth more than your degree or my degree. Those papers aren't worth that much. But, you know, caller, have you been listening at all today? For how long you been listening?
About a half hour.
You made a very good, your analysis of the callers is true. Earlier, this was so spot on. Earlier this week, they sounded like sophisticated businessmen giving in-depth analysis on an issue. And now today, they're on the playground. They're incoherent and insane. You were spot on.
It's going to get worse before it gets better for them.
And one thing else about Trump University, if they people want to sue for not getting value from Trump, then all these people have an argument against Harvard, Yale, Columbia, all these places, because all they got was not just
well, what they tried to say is that the school you go to is responsible for your employment. You know, the degrees Steve and I have, we're not working in the field that we have degrees in. So does Florida Atlantic University owe me my money? Does Rollins College owe Steve money? We're working in another field than our degrees are in. Are they responsible? It's just stupid. But I'll tell you this. Not one of these callers has addressed these issues that came out last night. You know, I think they're trying to block it out.
You know, I was thinking, I was up all night with this, is why it's preying on my mind. Do you know what the plain, unvarnished truth of this whole situation with Epstein is? The history of South Florida is made up of a litany of famous people. The fact is that Epstein and Trump traveled in the similar social circles, okay? They knew each other. Epstein was a guy that was a celebrity wannabe.
Yeah.
And he was kind of like, he liked to kiss up to famous people.
Yeah.
Trump was one of the people, Trump befriended him briefly on a superficial level for a short period of time. When Trump found out what a sleaze the guy really was, he threw him physically out of Mar-a-Lago, never to return again. It was not a pleasant ending. And that's the whole story of Donald Trump and
Epstein.
And it says it all. It says it all. You know, his character, he threw him out. And you know, those dudes at Mar-a-Lago and everything else, he threw away a lot of money when he threw Epstein out, the dues and everything.
Yeah.
So he threw him out. And, you know, I just wish people would grow up and start getting a little bit of cognition going above their neck.
Well, but you got to understand that for the Democrats, their world has collapsed around them. They have no party. They have no people. They've got nothing. They're basically an extinct political relic of the past.
And don't let these people that have been trashing Trump do. Benny Johnson's trying to take credit. See, I kept the pressure on all week, and Trump did it because of me. No, Trump had been working on this all week and was trying to do a favor to the formerly great Fox News channel, because he knew the damage this was going to cause.
In terms of what I was saying, can you take a minute and think about it. Can you think of a single thing that they have charged, in quotes, Trump with that is horrible? They haven't charged him with anything. No one's even accused him of anything.
Well, it's implied. I know you don't want to accept this. Caller, doesn't the letter imply wonderful secrets, Jeffrey Epstein? The letter implies. What else would you be keeping? Come on.
You know, Brian, when I looked at that memo and everything, yeah, I never would have even imagined it was Trump. It's a little too flowery. He doesn't talk that way. He's more direct. He's more direct.
You know, it's not. You know, it's not his writing voice. Is the way, you know, people have a voice when they write. Yeah, that's true.
But it's okay. All right. But point is, what I'm trying to say is, even what they're charging him with is not. No, I haven't
Accusing.
heard any sexual allegations against Trump.
Steve, when you're talking, they're implying, when you're talking about Wonderful Secrets with Jeffrey Epstein, that they're implying the creepy stuff. Come on.
You got to make people accountable for what they say. If you imply that, what evidence do you have?
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
There's not a single. I've never heard a single woman get up and say that he molested.
I don't know why the Wall Street Journal did this. After they've been talking to them all week, I just don't understand.
It's getting too old.
Well, it's not, Steve, it's not just the Wall Street Journal. It's Rupert Murdoch. It's News Corp. So it's the Washington, it's not just the Wall Street Journal. It's the same company that owns Fox News and the New York Post and Sky News and all these things. You know, I can't understand why Rupert Murdoch allowed this to happen. This is going to be the end of the Wall Street Journal, and it could have devastating impacts on all of the News Corp media. That's why they're not covering it on Fox, because they don't know what to do yet. They've got the big price New York lawyers analyzing everything and trying to figure out what to do. All right, hey, listen, caller, thanks so much. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to be with Attorney Barry Siegel at his law office Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Barry will be talking to us in the next hour. I'm going to find out if there's any space available, but he told me a week ago it's a full house. So those of you that are coming, I look forward to it. And this is exciting for me because this is my first appearance post-weight loss, courtesy of Coastal Weight Loss Secret. And man, I've lost over 35 pounds. I haven't gained an ounce back, and I'm looking great. And I'm looking forward to meeting all of you guys so you can see me in person. You know, those of you that watch me online, because a lot of people watch me on YouTube, on TV and stuff, that adds weight to me. So as much weight as you've seen me lose on your television screens, I've lost more than it looks, and you'll see at Attorney Barry Siegel's tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Now, Coastal Weight Loss Secret, I got a call a couple days ago from a nice listener in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and she's on the program, and she's lost a lot of weight. She's very excited. So no matter where you're located, Coastal Weight Loss Secret can help you in your weight loss as well. Give them a call. Make sure you mention the True Oldies channel. Okay, here's the number, 561-247-6300, 561-247-6300, and online, coastalweightlossecret.com. We'll be right back. Let's see if I'm putting you on hold. All right, we'll be back in just over a minute.
Okay.
All right, about 30 seconds. Hold on.
Okay.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve's here. I'm Brian. And just a great day. I mean, Trump yet again completely cleared, totally vindicated, proven right again. You go back, Steve, 10 years since Trump came down the escalator. Has he ever been wrong? I mean, he's batting 100% accuracy.
He's never lied to me.
Nope, or anyone that I know. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Steve and Brian. It's JJ from Mass.
Hey, great day, JJ.
Yeah, it is.
What's up, JJ?
Well, I've been listening. Some interesting discussion going on. This Epstein thing is, well, it's pathetic. I mean, to me, the Democrats and the media, they've lost everything, mostly their minds, and they remind us of that every day. But every once in a while, they really work it up. They get into this supernova explosion of stupidity, and that's this Epstein thing. And to touch on what you were saying, Steve, this happened at his 50th birthday. That's 2003. That's before anybody knew that he was a scumbag. I mean, he was indicted in 2006 and trial in 2008 in Florida.
Epstein.
So it's a zero burger to begin with. There's nothing there, but it's got nothing to do with facts or reality. It's basically while MAGA is having all this fighting about Epstein, they just want
to. It's all smoke and mirrors. What it is it's smoke and mirrors.
Well, you know what it is. What Trump derangement syndrome is it's hate. It's an irrational hate, and hatred has an intoxicating effect on the mind. And
it destroys your ability to
reason,
think logically,
and your judgment. Everything's gone. And Steve and I have people that hate us. I can't imagine why people do. And some of these people
every day we see examples of it. That's very true. That's why your show is important to point out the insanity of some of these people.
And you hear it today. With Greg too and some of these others. Greg, too, is like a professionally educated guy, he says, and all this stuff. And even he's lost his mind. They had so much writing on this Epstein thing with Trump the last week. And then, boom, overnight, it just was evaporated, and they've lost their freaking minds. Yeah, they've lost their minds.
Just get the two names together in a paragraph. Let the smoke and mirror games, begin. It's sort of like the Hunger Games for stupidity, the double entendre Olympics, or whatever, however you want to classify it. It's literally a nothing burger, like in Deep Space.
You know what was the turning point? You know what was the turning point in this whole sorry saga? When the commie entered the governor's race in New York, the mayor's race in New York.
Oh, Zora.
That was the kiss of death.
Zora.
That was the final stroke. Yep.
Did you yesterday, Steve? Zohan in New York. He did an interview that a while back when he, for a past campaign, and he was talking about outlawing private property ownership.
Right.
That's right on the Soviet Union. Lenin, no more private property.
The low IQ Olympics in NYC have begun, and that guy's a gold medal winner. It's insane. I mean, and he's their best hope. They thought it was Newsom. He's done himself in. Newsom gave an interview.
They're finished. They're in their death rows.
And now this.
When you kill an animal, if you're a hunter, if you shoot an animal, when they go down before they're dead, the body twitches and kind of convulses, and they call it the death throes. That's kind of where the Democratic Party is.
And President Trump said. Yeah, go ahead, caller, JJ.
Yeah, no, they're. I mean, listen, it's not like they're biased at all. It's more like they're just singly focused on hatred, and it blinds them to everything. And there's a lot of twitching going on. And did you see? Not that we're talking so much about this, and it's the Friday. Maybe you're going to switch up the stories. Did you see the real Maryland man, the government employee that Judge Janine is taking care of?
Which one is that?
An employee. His name is Seth Jason, 64-year-old, a real Maryland man, and he threatened MTG.
Yeah, I saw that. Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
And that guy is also a Voice of America Reserve police officer. example of a liberal. And that guy was within our.
Yeah, this is the guy that worked for Voice of America, which Kerry Lake now runs. Yeah.
They're everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just you got they're crazy.
Well, you know what it is? A lot crazy people are drawn to government bureaucracy service. And they're you know what? I really realized how nuts they were. When Vindman was thrown out of the service, I saw him interviewed on MSNBC, and he was talking. I can't remember who it was that interviewed him. Might have been Rachel Maddow. I can't remember. But Vindman said, he kept talking about those of us who answered the call to public service, and those of us in public service this, and those. They think they're special people. They think they're the true citizens. Yeah, they're nuts and arrogant and sociopathic.
You see how the Ivy League schools and colleges over decades, 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever plus years, they got control of the hiring. They made it so that they decided who got hired, and what did they do? They did exactly and then the government did the same thing. They just kept pushing it. They wouldn't let.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let conservatives in. They just keep pushing them out until they get this one frame of mind.
That's right.
And what you end up with, crazy, hiring crazy.
Lunatics.
Yeah, it's lunacy.
All right, take care. Appreciate the call. On a side note, President Trump, the administration did something yesterday that would seem kind of minor to you, Steve, but it's a big deal to a lot of people. On our cruises, we went to Mexico a couple times. And I was so excited to go to Mexico because in Mexico, you could get what you can't really get in the United States too easily, and that's Mexican Coke. And do you know what Mexican Coke is?
Do you use real sugar?
It was real sugar, yeah. And now in America, all Coke is going to be Mexican Coke. And I know that sounds minor, but a lot of people who don't follow politics really love Mexican Coke. That's one of the reasons I go to Chipotle so much. You can get Mexican Coke at Chipotle, but it's in bottles and it's too expensive. You got to buy it in the bottles and it's expensive. But now even out of the fountains, all Coke will be Mexican Coke. I'm very excited about that. And a lot of people are. I know it seems so minor, I know, with everything else that's going on, but there's a big difference in American Coke and Mexican Coke, and now all Coke is Mexican Coke. In fact, the reason we took a cruise to Mexico was I arranged that, Steve, just so I could get a Mexican Coke. My daughter and I went to 7-Eleven and got a Mexican Coke. But no, this second term of President Trump is the most spectacular presidential term ever. And
sure, it's an adrenaline trip, that's for sure.
Well, these fake Trump supporters that have been trashing him all week, like Benny Johnson and Tim Pool and Alex Jones and all the others, right? That have been in the news this week. One of the things that was factoring in, someone had convinced them that Trump's a lame duck, right? It's his second term. The midterms will come. We'll probably lose in the midterm. This is what they convinced them of, that he was a lame duck. So you better find the next big fish to get on board with. And that's what a lot of these people were doing. He is the opposite of that. He is the opposite of a lame duck.
Yeah. That's for sure.
And then they have
the people stand behind him. I don't think he's going to shake the base. But there's no question, though. I've been looking for him to make a mistake somewhere because he's almost like superhuman.
Yeah.
But the MAGA has become a problem. I mean, he created a monster with MAGA.
Steve, our audience is MAGA. I'm MAGA. Trump supporters are MAGA.
Well, I mean, obviously there are good MAGA and bad MAGA. I mean, that goes without saying.
There's real MAGA and fake MAGA. You know what they call them? You know what they call these guys? They call them panicans. Instead of Republicans, panicans, and that's what they are. And they run for the hills. That's what they do. Oh, and then they got very excited yesterday. Well, they got shot down again. The president had the bruises on his hands the other day, and they thought, oh, he's got a health problem. JD's going to have to step in, and then he's got a minor thing that half the population of Florida have.
By the way, can we take a moment to digress? Because that's the other issue I was looking up last night with the health problem of the president.
The circulation issue?
I have a different view on this. You say it's superficial?
Yeah, that's what all the doctors are saying.
See, I have my own, you know me, I dance to a different drummer on a lot of these things. I have a peculiar view of health that I apply not only to other people, but to my own view. I think health, to me, is a weather vane that, by which when you can read your state of health, it sends you, your body sends you messages that it wants you to hear, telling you what it needs to get something straightened out. And I think that's what's going here. The illness that Donald has is not a serious illness, but it's a sign of something that I've worried about from the beginning. The pace that he goes at is, I mean, it's all well and good, you know, and it's awe-inspiring. There's no question of that. It's superhuman. But the fact is, I think his body is talking to him, telling him he's got to slow down.
He needs a week vacation. He needs a week vacation, a real vacation.
And he also needs to regulate. His body is telling him that he's got to change his lifestyle a little bit in terms of getting better rest, and he's got to treat his body with respect.
You know what I'm going to do, Steve?
Because I think his body is rebelling. I think that's what it's about.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call up. Eric Trump or maybe Don Jr. And I'm going to invite the president to spend a week with us on our MAGA cruise in March. Take a vacation, 7 days of rest and relaxation with us. What do you think? Think he'll come?
I think it's a great idea.
That's a great idea. Absolutely.
And I can get my USFL helmet signed.
Yeah, and since you want the cabin next to him, or can I have the cabin next to him?
But if you're going to bother the Trumps with this, offer them our services in terms of, tell them we'd like to help in any way we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Now listen, I want to...
He needs some good influence. That's what he needs. I mean, he's got the best influences, all those wonderful hosts from Fox. But I'd love to be able to put in my 2 cents with him.
Yeah.
For what it's worth.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen. If I'm going to reach out and invite the president on our MAGA cruise in March, and if he accepts, you'll have 7 days at sea, Steve, to share your advice.
He doesn't have to wait till March if he wants to meet with us before that.
But you know that
be fine by me.
The circulation issue. You know, I stand when I'm on the air. Always stand. And I have a standing desk that I use. I don't have a sitting desk, and part of the reason is half the guys over 50 are wearing like special socks because of circulation issues.
You sleep at night.
Yeah, that's right. I sleep. All right, now listen. We're out of time for this hour, but one more hour is ahead. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. If you'd like to call in, please do. We'll have to recap this story because Fox isn't covering it after the top. Our number is 888-465-2631. We'll be back right after our top of the hour break. All right, I'm going to put you on hold, Steve. Hold on. All right. Stand by. Hold on. Tell me what time we're back. Okay. Oh, man. We'll be back in about a minute. A little more than a minute.
Sounds good.
All right.
Don't lose me here.
I gotcha. If you get disconnected, I'll call you back during the break. Just don't worry about it.
Okay.
But you're not disconnected. All right, 30 seconds.
Okay.
Hold on. What's it? All right, stand by. All right, the third hour has begun. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane is here. I'm Brian, and we're just celebrating President Trump proven right yet again. And there's no doubt about it. He is the roadrunner, and those opposed to him are the coyote.
It's a good,
you know?
It's a good example.
I mean, that's it. They get all their ideas from Acme, and, you know, and that's it. But, you know, it is true. When I went to bed last night, Twitter was exploding over this story that President Trump was going to have to resign from the presidency and J.D. Vance was going to be the president. And I wake up this morning and the whole world changed yet again. And we've been taking calls for 2 hours on the program. We have yet to talk to a liberal who has been coherent or talked about the big story of the day. They're either incoherent, rambling, using profanity, or want to talk about other things like Trump University or me or Steve. Can't talk about. All right, let's go back to these phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
How you doing, Brian? This is Angeles Antonio. And how you doing, Steve?
Hey, Antonio.
Hey, look, Brian, I went to sleep last night, and before I went to sleep, I saw on the news, you know, on the CNN, they had the ratings of Trump. Man, it was 90%, 88%.
That's right.
I was so happy.
I know, I saw that. I saw that. Yeah, he's got like 90, he's got over 85% approvals on the CNN polls. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Do you see this? And it shows Benny, it shows him. It's nothing you did that made us turn toward him. It was we did it because we like Trump, we respect him, and he respects us, man. And I just want to say to everybody out there, all you New Jersey jackasses and all you clowns, Trump is here. He's the president, and he is the man. He knows what he's doing. He's intelligent. And just like you're saying, Steve, and like you're saying, Brian, he had all of this put together a week ago, doing it in talks with all these clowns and these idiots. I mean, this guy is just so intelligent, so smart, so
He's got it all planned out.
You know what I can't.
He makes his plans. He's got a plan for his next election.
I just can't figure out how Rupert Murdoch allowed the Wall Street Journal to do something so self-destructive and stupid when he spent the whole.
I mean, it's 100% stupid. It's just 100% stupid. It's just. I'm so proud of myself, man, that I voted for this man, that I believed in him. And like when he gave me the pardon and I messed it up, but I just.
Oh, by the way, hold on a second. Hold on a second. You received a pardon from President Trump?
Yeah, remember, Brian, it's me, Angelus. I'm the one that did the hat.
Oh, okay.
I did the mega hat.
What?
I didn't do the mega, but I did all the hats. I did all the other hats.
Okay.
I'm the one that did the drawing for the hat.
So you got a pardon from the president and you broke the law again? Oh, my goodness.
No, I got a pardon from him for doing the hats for him. He gave me a pardon. But in jail, when a guy messes up, you got to put that guy in place. And I beat the guy half to death, man.
Oh, my goodness. Are you out now?
Yeah, I'm out. I'm truck driving, got my own company, oh my God. In my story, so how could you forget? I
remember you now. I remember you now. It's been, I remember you now. You know, let me ask you, I hear a lot of people like Debbie Wasserman Schultz talk about the conditions at Alligator Alcatraz. What was the condition like in your jail cell in the prison you were in?
It was prison. It was everything was together, like air conditioning, everything. It's just fake what Debbie Wasserman.
So prison was good. Prison life was good. All right, hey, listen, take care. I mean, my goodness. You never know who's listening, Steve. You got a guy that got a pardon by President Trump, and then he blew it, he says. All right, back to the phones. You're on the air. I guess he's felons for Trump. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, is it really for me?
It is.
Sounds like you.
Oh, my God. Oh, are you talking to someone else?
No, it's you.
Got two of us?
No, it's you.
Oh, okay. Okay, my name's Peggy. I live in Ocala, Florida. And I don't know if... What?
Steve said hello. Go ahead, Ocala. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I have so many things to say to you. First off, I love you and your wife.
Thank you.
And I want you to know that you guys actually saved me. I have been crying nonstop over Benny's show.
Benny Johnson.
I used to watch him all the time. You really don't know a guy. I'm begging you to look at all the older ones, not real old, but when this first started. He turns beet red in his face when he says stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes these funny faces, and he is destroying. I know you're not going to believe it, because you'll say they're not. I've tried that too. They're not mega people, really. He has tons of people now because of what he's doing, and he thinks this is happening. This Epstein thing is happening only because of him.
That's right.
Yesterday he was in the White House with all those people, all those representatives. Marjorie Taylor Greene was on there, and she says, "We need to take a vote. Don't let you guys." And she went up to the camera and said that stuff. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
But she says, "Don't you think that we voted no against it? The Republicans did not vote no." She goes, "Just so everyone knows."
I don't understand Marjorie Taylor Greene lately. I like Marjorie Taylor Greene, but she's always taking these positions against the president all the time. I don't get what she's doing. And President Trump, one of his best friends is her boyfriend, Brian Glenn, who's part of the White House press corps. And Marjorie Taylor Greene's always going against Trump. It's very bizarre.
I didn't realize that about her, but that's nothing.
One of these MAGA people have lost their mind is what the problem is. Their egos have come over inflated and they've lost reality.
I want to talk to Brian.
Well, you got to talk to both of us.
So many people.
All right, I appreciate the call. You got to talk to both of us. All right, let's take another call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Man, my name is Patrick. I'm calling from Tennessee.
All right, Patrick.
Hey, Patrick.
Hey, what's going on, people? How y'all doing today, man?
Oh, we're great.
To be alive,
it's a great day. Great day with great news.
Awesome. What's the great news that you got, man?
Well, we've been talking about it all morning, so, you know.
Well, it's great that, the information is coming out, and I don't think it's great in the way that you see it. I see a person trying to deflect from the truth that is coming out.
What
see it as a person.
what did Trump do or say that bothers you?
Oh, he's done a lot that bothers me, man. He said a lot that bothers me.
Oh, he doesn't like strong men.
Give me an example.
He's trying to deflect from the. He's trying. One, he said that
Never
this
thought
is a
about
hoax.
that, huh?
How is a hoax? Yes, I have. He said this is a hoax. How is a hoax? And you got people in jail. You got people that's been prosecuted already. It's not a hoax. This is real stuff.
He never said that Epstein and Giselle Maxwell was a hoax. He never
By
said.
the way, what does that got to do with Trump? What is Maxwell? Hey, hold on one second. Hold on one second. You want to stay and have a dialogue?
Let me out.
You want to stay and have a dialogue?
I would like to.
Okay, then take a breath and let me ask you a question. What has Donald Trump done or said that's got you upset?
One, he is kicking people out of our country that helps our economy. That is. He said he was going to get out.
What are you talking about? You're talking about those murderers and rapists and killers and gangbangers? What part of the economy are you talking about?
That help our economy.
Yeah.
$62 billion.
So hold on. Please take a breath, sir.
Is
Please.
the amount that is paid in taxes by these people
I have
that
a
he is kicking
follow-up
out.
question, sir. I have a follow-up question. Okay. So what has Trump done? I'm asking you what he has done. They gave me an act.
I told you one. You want to know?
What? I didn't get the first one.
Let's see. He got rid. The first one was his immigration policy, which is complete.
What immigration? Tell me, be specific. What does that mean? What are you talking about?
He has gotten ICE to go around and get people that work every day.
Right, we're throwing people out who are here illegally. What else? So he's enforcing the law. Okay, wait. Hold on, sir. I'm writing this down.
The first
list of complaints. Enforcing immigration law. All right, let's move on to the next point.
He has made his own law, man. He has made his own law. He has came in. He has got.
What law has he made?
He has put.
So you're talking about the ones that the Supreme Court has approved? You're talking about the.
No, they didn't approve that, man. You know that as well. Come on, man.
The Supreme Court just approved it.
You know what I can tell with this caller, Steve? This caller doesn't like any rules. He can't even obey the rules of polite conversation. He doesn't stop talking. He just doesn't. You don't like rules. You're rude. You're rude. You won't even. You never stop. You never stop.
Because you have no comeback, man. Your dude is a criminal. Your dude is a liar. Your dude is a rapist. You're getting.
Yeah. All right. See what I mean? Not even talking about the Epstein stuff or the dude. All right. Appreciate the call. Now I want to tell you. Yeah. Exactly. He doesn't finish. It's a run-on sentence after run-on sentence. Now I want to tell you guys.
As Shakespeare would say, filled with sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Exactly. Okay, now I want to talk about the free doorbell camera offer from Sloman's. This is absolutely amazing thing. You know, you can get this doorbell camera for free with the installation of your Sloman Shield, and it connects directly to your cell phone. You get a notification whenever there's movement in front of your house, and you can see who's there on your phone no matter where you are. Like when I'm on our cruises, I get a notification no matter where we are on the ocean, on a foreign country. I can see who's at my house no matter where I am. And you can get one for free with the installation of your Sloman Shield. They're also going to give you a whole bunch more. A customized home security system and professional installation. When you use their low-cost central station monitoring, you get an LED touchscreen, a motion detector, 10 contacts, a lifetime warranty, a backup battery, plus a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Give them a call, 833-283-5050, 833-283-5050. We'll be right back. Okay. All right, so I got to put you on hold. I got to get Barry Siegel. Hold on. Hey, Barry, it's Brian. Hold on. All right, Steve, you there? Steve. Steve.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna conference in Barry in a second. Hold on. Okay, we got 1 minute. Benny Johnson. He's taking credit for this. He said that he got Trump to do all this. He's either a crazy or just a liar. I mean, he didn't get Trump to do anything. Okay, well, I'm going to conference Barry in. Hold on. All right, Barry, 30 seconds. We'll be back.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane's here, and it's time to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Attorney Barry Siegel, good morning.
Good morning, Brian. How are you today?
Doing well. What do you have for us this morning?
Well, today I was going to talk about healthcare issues and disability issues. One of the big concerns people have, and one of the reasons people do estate planning, it's not just about who gets your stuff and avoiding probate, but it's also about making sure you're covered and taken care of in case you become disabled, making sure you have the right people making decisions and the right healthcare documents. And so some of the healthcare documents that are part of an overall estate plan would be, of course, a healthcare surrogate designation, which kind of operates like a power of attorney where you name the people who would step into your shoes to make decisions related to your healthcare if you're unable to do so due to mental incapacity. And then there's the living will, the one that's known as the pull the plug document. That's the one where you make your wishes known, whether you wish to be kept alive on a machine or have the plug pulled. And then the third one, and this is one that we often see people do not have, is called a HIPAA authorization and release. And back in 2003, the HIPAA law came out, and that's a law that deals with the privacy of your healthcare information, which is important. So anytime you go to the doctor and you sign off that you read the HIPAA policy that said that the doctor's not going to share your medical information with anyone other than another specialist or another healthcare provider. But in your estate planning, this HIPAA authorization says to keep your information private, but you are authorizing them to share it with whoever you list on there. It could be your spouse, your children, your friends, whoever you want on there will now be allowed to receive information from the doctors and nurses and other healthcare providers, because otherwise, how are they going to make a decision for you if they don't know what's going on? So it's very important to have all of these healthcare documents in your estate plan and make sure it's up to date with the right people.
Yeah, and in many people's cases, like Steve, has me as the designated person on all these things because I don't inherit. So I guess, Steve, you don't want people that are going to inherit to decide whether or not they get to inherit today or they got to wait till you go naturally. I'm going to give you the number for the Siegel Law Group. Remember, mention you heard about Attorney Barry Siegel on the Steve Kane Show, and you can take advantage of that no-charge in-office consultation. 855-FLA-3782, 855-FLA-3782. And Attorney Barry Siegel, we're going to meet up tomorrow. I'm going to be at your Medicaid seminar with our listeners tomorrow morning, Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Is that still all filled up?
Oh, yeah, we're expecting a full house. So if you're not registered already, you can call us and register for any of our upcoming ones. Please don't show up unless you have a reservation that's been confirmed. But if you are, we look forward to seeing you. Otherwise, come to one of our upcoming ones, and we're expecting a full house.
That's great, and I look forward to seeing all of you there tomorrow with Attorney Barry Siegel. Will be there tomorrow. Okay, again, the number 855-FLA-3782. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, Brian.
All right.
Take care, Steve.
All right,
Bye-bye.
Take care. Man, Steve, we had a sold-out crowd for this free event. over a week in advance. I've never had that happen before for one of our appearances, ever. And it's really, I appreciate you guys that are coming tomorrow. I look forward to seeing you all there. All right, you want to take some more calls, Steve?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. It's a great day. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Never Trumper Steve here in Palm City, Brian and Steve.
Yes.
Let's see how much you let me discuss before disconnecting the call.
Oh, please. Always the victim.
So,
is it really going to be that bad?
Exactly.
No, this thing that came out yesterday, this birthday card, actually, I don't even know why it's that big a deal.
Oh,
Last
yes.
night, the media made it a big deal.
Now it's not a big deal. Last night.
All it does is confirm what we already know about Trump. By the way, the evidence of the card.
Steve, Brian, let me see.
Are you already interrupting me? Already interrupting, Steve? Go ahead.
Steve, what does it confirm?
Are you going to let me talk?
Are you going to answer my question?
I am answering it now. Are you going to let me talk? You keep talking over me. You're talking over me.
This is
Let me
the last
talk.
time. What does it confirm?
It confirms the lack of Trump's morals. Because we already know about the Access Hollywood
What's
tape.
the immoral?
MAGA
What did
didn't
he do
care.
that was immoral?
MAGA didn't. I have to tell you what he said on the Access Hollywood tape? Are you living under a rock?
You're the one that's making the charge. You got to give me an example.
Your audience knows what came out on that. We already have a 34-count conviction on hiding money to a porn star. We are interrupting Steve again. You're not letting me talk for 5 seconds. The E. Jean Carroll civil adjudication for sexual
Hey, Steve,
abuse.
Steve,
what does that got to do with
rape.
Steve Kane.
What does that got to do with the napkin?
Yeah.
What does
It
that
has
got
to do with the birthday card, which was called
my.
Bawdy.
Which was what?
It's like just more of the same.
Oh,
All
my
I'm saying
goodness.
It's not a big deal. It also proves they were the best. They were the best of friends.
Isn't he? Sick.
Are you saying? What did you say, Steve?
Get help. You're in serious.
Steve, do you know the expression? As you get older, you get wiser.
You know,
We're
Steve,
both getting older.
Steve, not you, Never
Something
Trumper,
went
Steve.
wrong
Steve,
with you being wiser.
Steve, hold on, hold on. Never Trumper, Steve. Calm down for a second. I'm talking to Steve Kane now. We got two Steves here, so I'm talking to Steve Kane. Notice, Steve, another liberal wants to talk about anything other than what came out last night. He wants to talk about news from 10 years ago. This is amazing.
I told you what came out. The birthday card. Talking about his signing his name in the private area of a woman naked.
The birthday card doesn't confirm anything.
That he didn't write.
Well, not yet, because it's got to come out. And here's the thing: Trump wants this to go away, and as soon as he files suit, which I'm not sure is going to happen, because as soon as he files suit, they're going to produce the birthday card. And he says it's a fraud, it's not true. Listen, the bottom line and why all this...
The bottom line is you're a sick person.
Because you don't like what I'm saying, Steve. Because you make money off your show to make MAGA happy. This is how you make your money. Steve, you're not coming across as an adult. You're not coming across very much as an adult by this small talk.
You're not coming across as sane.
Yeah, tell me what I said that's not saying, Steve.
Everything.
Your tone. You're hysterical.
Non-answer.
You're hysterical like a woman.
The card indicates anything.
And you sound hysterical.
Something that MAGA doesn't. No.
You sound hysterical.
Are you saying that they're the best of friends? Was Epstein and Trump the best of friends? Yes or no?
No.
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 They weren't friends?
No.
So that we didn't see them partying together. We didn't see them fly into Atlantic City together.
Hey, Brian, put him on.
I mean, nothing.
Okay. Oh.
Can you put him on hold, Brian?
Yeah.
You asked me two questions there. Let's pick one. They were friends or they were best of friends, is what you said.
He said best friends.
Best
Yeah.
of friends.
No way. Oh, by the way, his line's gone now. He hung up. You know.
Along with his brain.
You know, to me, Never Trumper Steve sounded hysterical. He sounded like a hysterical woman. A panic. It's like a panic attack. Hysterical is a form of a panic attack. He was having a panic attack.
Yeah, he obviously has some problem.
Oh man, I'll tell you though, it's going to get worse for these people because what's going to happen. This is going to start to get processed.
You talking about the next caller?
No. I'm talking about the next phase of this story because it really hasn't been. We're the first people to process it. So this is going to be processed throughout the media, everywhere except Fox, over the weekend. It's Friday, and it's going to be discredited time and time again. I mean, even his enemies, like Elon Musk, who's going to start a third party, is defending Trump over this. And what Never Trumper Steve is a hysterical man without talking points. Right? And you get a liberal without talking points. That's how they sound.
Yeah.
I want to tell you guys about Coastal Weight Loss Secret. I've been telling you that no matter where you're located in the United States, call Coastal Weight Loss Secret. We have listeners from all over America that have called Coastal Weight Loss Secret and have lost weight, including that nice lady who called me from Virginia Beach, Virginia, a couple of days ago. It's an easy process. I'm in the maintain phase now. Okay, and which means is I've lost all the weight I want to lose, and I think being the weight I was when I got married 29 years ago was pretty good, and I want to stay this way. And I've been in the maintain phase now for weeks. I haven't gained a single ounce back because I was eating foods I would normally eat. I didn't have to exercise, and I wasn't taking any prescription medications or anything. So I didn't have these huge lifestyle changes, and I still lost about a pound a day. And now that I'm in the maintain phase, it's effortless. Right? I'm not hungry. I'm not struggling. I'm not like, And those of you that are longtime listeners, you may have heard me say so many times before Coastal Weight Loss Secret, we'd be in the last hour of the show, and I would say to Steve, oh man, I'm starving. When I get off the air, I got to go get something to eat. I'm like, you haven't heard that anymore because I'm not hungry like I used to be. It's amazing. Give Coastal Weight Loss Secret a call. And, I lost over 35 pounds, but if you want to lose 20 pounds or 235 pounds or even more, or anywhere in between, they can help you. Here's their number. When you call, make sure you tell them you heard about them on the True Oldies channel. 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. And online, coastalweightloss.secret.com. We'll be right back. All right, put you on hold just for a second, Steve.
Okay.
Okay, you're back. We'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, stand by. All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane's here, and just a great, glorious day. If you'd like to call in and join the celebration, 888-465-2631. You know, Never Trumper Steve is one of our more coherent liberals, and even he was incoherent today. I mean, it's really like a, you know what it's like? It's like these liberals are in a hive mind, and the hive mind's mind is now gone and gone to mush, and it's spread.
And when they're confronted with specific questions, the right specific questions, they see there's no there. I mean, he's not even being charged with anything.
And,
I haven't read anything of a woman that went to one of Epstein's parties and said, "Oh, Donald Trump did anything negative."
Mm-hmm.
Not even that.
Yeah.
I mean, what there is a lot of asking you to use your imagination to imagine things that have never happened.
And you know how valuable that story would be to somebody making that accusation? It'd be worth $1 billion.
Absolutely.
You know, and for no one to come forward.
And the most convincing argument to me is when they say, obviously this was handled, a lot of the evidence here was handled by the previous administration. If there was any specific evidence that Trump had committed anything wrong, you don't think they would have found a way to leak that?
And I'll tell you, this Wall Street Journal filth, I bet you this had something to do with Comey's daughter getting fired this week. Bet she was somehow, it's just firing her all of a sudden. You know, there's just something that is hold on. There's just something that's a little off. All right, I'm still looking for one coherent Democrat. Don't
hold your breath.
Well, we got 25 minutes left. You know, there's still hope. Oh my goodness. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
How's it going, guys? This is Jay unfortunately, from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
I just wanted to call in to let you, how you doing, guys? I just want to call in and let you guys know you guys are awesome, what you guys are doing. Love what you're doing, fighting for our country and our president. I never was into politics until Trump won.
Mm-hmm.
And just to see what they did to this guy is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I believe the Democrats in Congress, they have to go to prison for what they did. They've been lying, cheating. They've been exposed, and they're walking around like they're free.
And you got to say that President Trump for the last week has been under constant attack over this. He knew what was going on behind the scenes, and he was so patient trying to help Rupert Murdoch. And Rupert Murdoch there's so much Trump derangement syndrome in that family. They did this stupid thing in the Wall Street Journal. Very stupid thing. I mean, it's
obvious what they're doing. It's all right out in the open, and these liberals just cannot see that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's got nothing up there. Yes, last night I was listening to MSNBC, which I suggest people do, okay, so to understand where liberals are coming from. You'll find the answer is outer space when you figure it out. But these people are desperate. I've never seen such a bunch I've never seen a party so politically destroyed as what they have done to the liberals, to the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
And it is pathetic.
That is so
and I was
true.
feeling last night to to be honest with you, before I switched over at the end of the
Hannity
show, I was feeling bad for these people. They are in such mortal pain, and there's nothing they can do, and their whole life is tied up in this fantasy with the Democratic Party, and they know they're going to get destroyed, and there's a car bearing down upon them at 100 miles an hour, and they're helpless to get out of the way of it, and I was feeling sad for them.
Well, you know what happened this week with all these formerly Trump supporters that were going after Trump on this Epstein story? The liberals, the Democrats thought, oh man, the MAGA people have finally turned on Trump and now we're going to join together. And they had gotten their hopes up so much in this story, and now it's totally deflated as this morning, and they are
so desperate. And it's like I said, it's pretty obvious. You know, even my 4-year-old daughter can even notice it. You know, it's just insane what they're doing.
That's right.
But I just wanted to let you guys know I love what you guys are doing. Keep up the good work.
All right.
That makes me feel good.
From the state of Rhode Island. God bless you. God bless you. All right. All right. Let's see. Still looking for that coherent liberal. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Ricochet. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. This letter you're reading sounds to me more like a conversation. Am I missing something in the format here?
No, it was written in the form of a conversation, like a script. It's written like a script. It's very strange.
Well, you evidently say you have something worth contributing. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, totally ridiculous. The format, I was like, this is like a text message, and why would he write something that was already in a conversation? And total BS, man, I say it.
Yeah.
You're babbling.
No, he's not. He's fine. No, he's fine. All right, take care, Ricochet. No, he sounded fine. He sounded fine. Hold on, let me see here. Hold on. All right, we got a few. You want to take some more calls? I mean,
What happened to the last guy?
No, he's fine. Just a bad connection. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Brian, I'm not trying to violate your one call a day rule, but since I
you
was
did
hung
it.
up on, and Steve had 2 questions he wanted to ask.
All right, we'll give you a redo. We'll give you a redo since you took a chill pill. You remember Never Trumper Steve? I forgot what you were asking him, Steve. I forgot what you were.
I don't even remember the question. What did I ask you that you had a problem with?
I forgot the questions.
You said I have 2 questions for you, and then it got disconnected. I don't know what you were going to ask.
I don't remember.
Do you remember? You don't know what you were going to ask?
No, you were going to ask him questions, he said. I barely remember the conversation.
I don't remember you.
He called like 10 minutes ago. He sounded like a hysterical woman on his last call. He was the guy.
Let's start from scratch, sir. Just start your call.
It sounds hysterical maybe to you guys, but when I don't have 5 seconds to say anything and you jump in, and I try to overtalk you, that's why it sounds hysterical. I'm not a hysterical guy.
I don't need you to whine in my ear at this hour of the morning.
There you go, Steve. Anyway, here's what has upset MAGA all along, which doesn't change the birthday card coming out yesterday. Trump ran on and wanted the votes of MAGA because he was going to be Superman and come into Washington again and blow up the deep state, and he was going to expose the elitists and make people accountable. And what actually happened the last 2 weeks, he wants the whole thing to go away. I am not suggesting at all that he's part of a sex ring. That would be ridiculous. What I am suggesting, there are powerful people that may be. That's what MAGA thinks. And if he wants all this to go away, it could be his pals, or his pals paying him off to make it go away. Who knows? The birthday card doesn't change anything.
Stop here. I appreciate your call. You obviously can understand that this whole thing is BS, and I agree with you. So why?
What thing? Yeah, what thing? What when you say thing?
This BS thing they're trying to do to Trump.
The card.
MAGA.
All right, and the last point I'll make, and I know, Brian, you have a daughter. How old is your daughter, by the way?
You didn't want me to talk. I'm letting you talk uninterrupted.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know how. It doesn't really matter how old she is, I guess. But the point of this whole thing, the point of this whole thing, which everyone, not everyone at MAGA, maybe that the two of you are forgetting. The focus should be on the fact that children, in the hundreds, if we believe what we're hearing, have been raped by,
oh my
we
goodness,
believe people other than Epstein.
All right. Can
But
I?
there's
That's what you should focus on.
Excuse me.
And the fact that you want it to go away is an insult.
There are no allegations
If it was your daughter, Brian, if this was your daughter in that group,
Listen,
you
all right.
would-
Now, you've talked for 5 minutes. President Trump just shut down the largest child and sex trafficking ring in history that Biden and Kamala gave us at the southern border when he shut it down. So to suggest that
because it didn't involve his people.
now, come on,
Because
and he
it
just
didn't involve
just
people
told.
that he knew.
See, you haven't gotten the talking points yet. You know, but Pam Bondi, at the president's direction, is going to court today to get the judges to release all the Epstein files, including the sealed depositions. So you're going to get your wish.
It won't happen.
Oh, you don't want it
won't
to happen. Well, she's doing it. She's doing it today. Oh my goodness, we let him have a twofer there, but he didn't do any better the second time. He tried to get his thoughts together and everything, and it was an epic fail.
He was missing the essential thing, a brain.
You know, we have sponsors for so many things, but no one has come up with a treatment for Trump derangement syndrome yet. So if that'd be, boy, oh boy.
Such a person would get rich.
Oh my goodness, we could send them so many people. But I do know this. We found a solution to those of you suffering from neuropathy at Lighthouse Medical. And, you know, I can't highlight this enough. You know, Steve and I found Lighthouse Medical really out of desperation because, Steve, you had, not only did you have neuropathy, you had every symptom in the medical textbook. And
yeah, they got bad.
Oh my goodness. And it makes life unlivable. I mean, you just are immobile. And Lighthouse Medical, this is so important to point out. You guys, you've heard me talk about all the symptoms and everything, the dizziness, the falling down, the pain, the burning, the twitching, all this stuff. But Lighthouse Medical, they have a treatment for neuropathy. They have a treatment for neuropathy that works, and their treatment lasts. Steve had his treatment 3 years ago this month, and here we are 3 years out, and the neuropathy symptoms have not returned. And, you know, here's the thing. Neuropathy is so bad, you're not thinking about 3 years down the road. You just want relief now, right? And here we are 3 years later, it has not returned. They can help you with your neuropathy no matter where you're located in the United States. Give Lighthouse Medical a call, 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. And you can find them online at lighthousemedicalcenter.com. And remember, mention the Steve Kane Show, and it's a no-charge consultation. We'll be right back. All right, I'm going to put you on hold. I got to get William Youngerman. Hold on. Hey there, hold on. All right, Steve, stand by. I'm going to get conference in William in a minute. We got about 30 seconds. Hold on. Steve, you there?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm going to conference in William. Hold on. All right, William, we got about 30 seconds.
Okay.
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated in Boca Raton, Florida, with the morning gold and precious metals report of the week. William Youngerman, how are the metals ending up the week?
They look very strong for the ending day here. We've got yesterday gold pulling back a little bit, trading in a range of $3,308 on the low, and then shooting back up to $3,353 before closing out the day at $3,338.30 the ounce, which was down $7.60. But silver was up 24 cents at $38.07.
Wow.
Platinum and palladium both gaining big time lately. Platinum up $40 yesterday, closing out the day at $1,455, and palladium up $41, closing out the day at $1,274. Overnight, we saw gold trade in a range of $33.31 up to $33.61, and right now gold at $3,359. That's up $20.70. Silver up 23 cents at $38.30 the ounce. Platinum up another $20 at $1,475, and palladium up $57 at $1,331.
Wow.
So the metals are doing just fine, and of course the white metals have been really moving higher.
Yeah, and the white metals, does palladium count as a white metals, or just silver and platinum?
Yes. Yep. Silver, platinum, and palladium are all considered the white metals. Palladium is a derivative of platinum mining, and it's a sister metal to platinum.
Yeah. Now, let me tell you, a lot of people with the metals doing so well, I imagine a lot of people are coming in that have never been buying the metals before, right? You get a lot of new people that haven't invested, haven't bought the metals before. What's their first experience like? Because a lot of they don't understand. They come in, they have some money. How does it work for people that don't know about the metals that are looking to get involved for the first time?
Yeah, we have people like that every day, and they're amazed. We explain a few things to them, and they're amazed at how easy the transactions are and how simple it is to buy and sell the precious metals. So it's no great mystery. You just have to do your homework and be doing with the right business people.
Yeah, and it also, that when it comes, at some point, someone's going to be selling your metals, whether it's you for whatever reason. The selling is easier than the buying. It's a very fast, smooth transaction.
Brian, can I ask William a question?
Absolutely.
William, Steve here. How you doing?
Good, Steve. How you doing?
I had a quick question to ask you about the white metals. Do you think this big surge that we've experienced lately in the white metals has anything to do with the future of AI?
Oh, because the computers?
A lot of that, very, very possible. There's a lot of silver, and these metals are very strategic for technology and all of the uses along those lines. So yes, it has a lot to do with that. It has a lot to do with the fact that they were just ridiculously cheap, and the price is now catching up with what the market and the economy is dictating. So there's a lot of upside potential for those metals, as we said about a year ago when we were telling everybody to buy platinum when it got under $1,000.
Yeah, absolutely. And platinum, it comes in bars and coin forms. Which do you recommend people pick up when they come in when it comes to platinum?
Either the bullion coins or the bars, the 1 ounce bars of platinum. They're all good values and very, very low premium. So you can pick and choose whatever the best deal is at the time.
Yeah, the U.S. Mint has those. I know there's other mints that do too, but I like the U.S. Mint's platinum coin. Is it called a Platinum Eagle?
Yes, it is. It's called Platinum Eagles.
It's a stunning coin. Have you seen those, Steve? The Platinum Eagle?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. It's really cool. All right, listen, William Youngerman opens up at 10 a.m. And remember, you can do all your transactions over the phone and through the mail. His number, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. Stop in if you can. William Youngerman's shop is literally a museum. It should be on the Boca trolley stop for tourists. It's amazing what you'll see in there. His address is 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. And find both his phone number and address on his website, WilliamYoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk on Monday.
Okay, thank you. Have a great weekend.
All right, take care. All right, still looking for that coherent liberal. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Mark from Randolph. How you doing today, Brian? How you doing today, Steve?
Hi.
Good.
Hey, so I've been listening for 3 hours. I'm still waiting for why liberals are supposed to be angry about this rebuttal from Trump.
the all week long, this is one of those, and you know all the answers. I don't know why you're pretending to not be aware. If you've been listening for 3 hours, you've heard this several times. I mean, why are you pretending not to know? I'll explain it again, but why are you pretending not to know? Why don't you just take what we've pointed to and tell us why it doesn't help us? Oh, he hung up, Steve. He hung up. My hands were in my pockets. He hung up.
That's funny. He
My
had his first
goodness.
question down and had nothing else after it.
I was so excited because he wasn't hysterical, he wasn't using profanity, and he was a liberal. And he's been listening for the last 3 hours, so he knows everything we've said. And I thought, oh, we're gonna end the show on a high note. We're gonna get a liberal, and we're gonna have a good discussion. And he ran away like a girl.
Ran away.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right, let's try again. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Chris, Chicago.
Hey, Chris.
How you doing? Correct me if I'm wrong. Epstein was denied it. He was charged in 2019 under the Trump administration, correct?
He died in 2019.
I'm saying, was he charged by the Trump DOJ? In 2019?
I don't remember when the actual charges were. I think charges were before. He'd been in and out of court for years, multiple times since the early 2000s, since like 06.
Okay. Trump's own DOJ charged him in 2019. Okay, Bill Barr. That's what happened in 2019. So I'm trying to figure out, when did Obama add these phony, all these phony letters and all this stuff?
He was first. His original charges were in 06.
His original charge in 06, but in 2019 he was charged by Trump's DOJ. Okay?
Yeah, but
So I'm trying to
a lot of the processing of the Epstein case was during the 8 years of Obama. Too. It was over both. And the Comey FBI.
My God almighty.
See what I'm talking about, Steve? I got a headache.
In 2019, Trump's own DOJ prosecuted him.
Okay.
So at what point? So during that time, why didn't none of this stuff was discovered during that time? And actually,
Because okay, slow down. We're running. The show's almost over. The finish quickly because we're almost out of time. Oh my goodness.
One thing. Don't cut me off yet.
Oh my goodness.
If Obama answered this, why didn't they use this before he got elected?
Because it was fake. Because it was fake. They just made this up and inserted it at some point. This card.
Well, why wait now to use it? Wouldn't they have used this before he got elected?
Because
I think he's trying to prove our point. Yes, you're right, sir. If the thing was real and had existed back in those days, they would have used it.
That's what the president said on.
Democrats, when they were on their vengeance tour against Trump.
Yeah, that's what Trump said last night.
They would have used it.
Yeah.
That's a very good point you make. We agree. I'm glad you get the point.
First coherent Democrat of the day.
But like I said,
that's what Trump said last night about this. So you're agreeing with Trump.
I'm not agreeing with Trump.
Yeah, Trump said what you said.
No, Brian, what he's saying is if the thing had been real, it would have come out before this.
Correct.
And he's right.
Yes.
You're right.
You're right. It's fake.
Good point.
I'm not.
All right. Thank you for your call.
I'm glad you get it.
I'm glad he called. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
We finally got you a coherent liberal.
Okay, well, a semi-coherent liberal. You know, I want to tell everyone our MAGA cruise in March is this is our 10th year, Steve, of our cruises.
That's unbelievable,
isn't it? You know, these cruises started. This is no joke, so that I could get a vacation. And when we took our first week-long cruise, was the first time I had a full week off in 20 years at that time. And we have a great group of people. You know, these lunatics that are drooling and stuff, they don't go on our cruises. We got a nice MAGA family that grows each and every year. And some of my closest and best friends are people I've met through our MAGA cruises. We've had people that have traveled single in our listening audience that are now married, okay? You know, it's amazing. We've got a great cruise family. It grows and grows each year. You're all invited to spend a week at sea with Steve Kane and me and our great MAGA family. And On this cruise, we're going to Antigua as one of our destinations, Steve, which I've never been to before. And if you've been on our previous cruises, Ian, our travel agent, and I are working on some special things that are going to just make this, we're going to party like it's 1999 on this one. And we have some shore excursions that are going to blow your mind. But also, if you go with us, you're going to be paying less for the cabin than anybody else on board the ship. We got an incredible deal because we've been 10 years doing this now. And of those 10 years, 9 of them have been with Celebrity, which is a luxury cruise line, and we've got an incredible deal. I'm going to give you the number to Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot. Join us. We have a great time, and this is our 10th anniversary cruise. You won't want to miss this one. Now, when you call Ian, if you get his voicemail, leave your name and number, and he will call you back. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. Steve, I'm going to we got some more calls on hold. We just got about 2 minutes left. Do you want to do a little lightning round here? All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? I think this is the most coherent Democrat of the day. All right. They as soon as I said you're on the air, they hung up. They hung up. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
We hear you.
Peggy again. I just wanted to end your show on a good mark. I'm a Trumper. I know that's not what you're asking for, but I'm always Trumper. I wanted to tell you the story when Trump ran the first time. He was on Hannity, and Hannity started telling these stories. In fact, there's a post out right now with a lot of stories, but still not all mine. And because I've been watching him since I'm 20, like I said, and I'm 74. And I was called Mini Trump because I buy and sell houses. But anyways, there was a woman that was a stowaway up in the highest part of his
we have about 15 seconds, so you got to cut to the end. We're almost out of time.
Okay, I will, fast as I can. But these two guys found her up there, a stowaway, right? They said, well, we got to talk to Trump. They go downstairs to go to talk to Trump and tell him, there's this woman up there. I think she's just a nobody that snuck in. What should we do? Trump looked at both these two big guards, right, and said, I want you to send her fresh flowers every day and 3 meals a day and leave her alone.
All right. Well, that's pretty awesome. That's good. Well, we're out of time for the week. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be back Monday morning at 6 a.m. And if you're on hold, you'll be first in line. Hey, Steve, Trump charged Epstein in 2019. If they're best friends, why did he charge his best friend? Huh? Good question, huh? Well, one of those things. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane has been here. This is Florida's longest running radio show, the Steve Kane Show. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you Monday morning at 6 a.m. and I'll see you tomorrow at Barry Siegel's office. Take care. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. If you are new, make sure that you subscribe, all right? And if you're already subscribed, do me the favor of liking the video and sharing on your socials. My name is Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk.